Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their third loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, you know. It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Well, they better freaking win because everything says they better freaking win. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, and by that I mean tonight. I'm Chris Carlin. He is Bart Scott. Let me tell you something. I genuinely had a heartwarming feeling as I'm scrolling through social media last night, and I see you and your lovely daughter Gigi getting ready for her prom and taking the pictures. That was beautiful.
Yeah, man.
You looked like you were getting a little emotional.
Yeah, I am because, this is the thing. For anybody out there that have a daughter, my sons, whatever, they can fend for themselves. But, the thing about being a parent and those who aren't a parent don't really understand. I heard this person say this before, and they said, you train the one that you can't live without. You teach them how to live without you. And the thing is, I love her, and she's my baby girl, and she's going to go off into the world. She's going to do great things. But I've trained her how to be independent of me. But I'm not trained to be independent of her. Right? You see what I'm saying? So,
I get it, yeah.
It's one of those things. And, as you get older and you start realizing, when I left, and I was talking to my mom about this yesterday, when I came back from college, and we all went to college, your parents just automatically think, oh, man, my baby's coming home. I'm going to spend so much time with him. What's the first thing we do?
Go call our friends.
Go call our friends, and we're barely home, right?
Yep.
And they're like, hey, well, you need to be home. But I made you dinner. You're like, oh, Mom, I'm out with my friends. And you don't realize how much that could hurt, right?
Yeah.
And I used to always try to make sure that I went home and I did the dinner at least the first night and then go hang out with my friends after that. But also, I was so fortunate that I had a sport that forced me to spend time with my parents.
Yeah.
And so, it was automatically pre-scheduled visitation, right? Because I know my mom's going to come home to every home game. I know my dad's going to come to at least 4 or 5 of those games. I know my mom, my dad wasn't together, right? So I know my dad was going to come down for Thanksgiving. I know my mom was going to be there for Christmas, right? So right there, bam. I got 8 days 8 weeks that I know my mom's going to be at my house with my kids in the house with me. So that's real intimate time. I knew that my dad was going to be there 4 times, and then he's going to be there for Christmas. He's going to probably come down in the summertime for 4th of July or something like that. Those were scheduled times. But for me, my kids don't play sports, so I don't have those moments where it's you automatically write on your calendar that your daughter is going to come see you.
Right.
So now what you start to do is, and social media is crazy, man, because they remind you of all this mushy stuff that kind of hurts you. You start saying, hey, you're 21 years old. You're going to see your father 100 more times. And when you really think about that, that's hurtful.
I don't need to know that.
But thank you, Instagram. Thank you for reminding me that, hey, they're going to go on with their own life, and you're going to call them maybe, and maybe you have that relationship but you call them. But if you don't live in the same town or they don't live in the same, you won't see them every day. And when you have 3 kids like I do, what if they all go somewhere else?
Yeah.
So when you see me getting emotional, it's because I'm thinking about that. Like, what if I'm not the cool dad that she wants to come back and see? Or, what if she has other things to do? She gets her own family, get her own career. So that's kind of like what being a dad is all about. You train the ones that you can't live without to live without you.
Yeah. Well, it was a nice. I was feeling the moment for you through social media, at least.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna embrace it. We're gonna do what we can do, and hopefully, what I'm saying, that's why parents love grandkids.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because
it makes them come see you.
Right. and so you go see the grandkids, and this is the thing. The kids can't wait till you come see the grandkids because they hate them kids. Them kids get on their damn nerves. They overexposed to them kids. Them kids are there all the time. Can't sleep. When grandparents come, I get free days.
Yeah.
I get free moments. I get time to myself. Hey, Mom, I'm about to go to the store, do this and that. Okay. They come back, the baby, gah. And the parents like, what you doing? Get my baby. First thing they do. I dream one day that I'm the grandfather that walks, and then the baby's running, and they run around the grandma and run straight to the grandpa because grandpas are cooler than grandmas.
Well, I'll never know any of that.
It's never too late, man.
No, it's too late.
You can build them in a tube now.
I'm good.
You can put them in a tube now.
I'm not going to do that. I'm good. Listen, hopefully I will just have accumulated enough that will just sustain my life down the line as long as I have to. That's all. And besides, I mean, look at me. How long is this really going anyway?
I mean, you might want to get one. Like, I was so happy that I had one daughter because I know, like, the sons will put me in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Daughters at least is like, say, man, Dad, you can live in the basement. My dad rather than the husband like it not. My dad living in the basement. Especially since I put them in a hell of a basement.
Well, yeah, you put them in a that's not a basement.
Right.
That's a kid's playroom, the likes of which people will never understand.
I got one or two things I can go with. Either I can hope that my daughter let me stay in the basement, or I'm moving to Bali and I'll buy somebody to take care of me all the ways I need.
I would have bet Columbia, but that's fine. Anyway, it's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
The yen's a little cheaper.
And the ESPN New York YouTube channel in every way. And I was not as much on this yesterday, but tonight is absolutely a must-win.
Oh, you feel me now?
I do, because and sometimes it's statistics that drive it. Sometimes it's feel of series. And after I left here yesterday, I was really kind of still looking back and considering what truly happened the other night. And what truly happened to me, at least in the early part of the game, was that there was so much buildup to what that was going to be. And not just...
It was supposed to be a celebration.
Exactly. Not just that the president was there or any of that. And it became basically an incredibly tight, secure zone. And we'll get to that later on today with what tonight's going to be.
I didn't realize you couldn't move if you had a suite. You couldn't move out of the suite. So,
you really couldn't walk up and down the halls.
Because usually when I go to the ESPN suite, but I go holler at my boy Jeezy up at the top at the tile suite, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's going down at, you know what I'm saying? Then I come back.
Yeah,
I'd have been pissed.
There was not apparently, from what I'm told, I wasn't at the game, but there's not a lot of walking around very much. But at any rate, I think there was so much buildup to that game the other night that, frankly, it might have gotten to the Knicks a little bit. There was two things. Wembanyama was clearly going to be trying to get in his bag early so that he could establish what his night was going to be about after a subpar first two games of the series. And then the Knicks, I think, were just sloppy early and sloppy later on and didn't take care of the basketball and were, I don't want to say overcome by the moment, but they didn't meet the moment for what that was supposed to be the other night. And Bart, what gives me the most hope for tonight is that emotionally, I think this is an incredibly mature team, and I would be surprised if they did not meet that moment tonight.
The thing is, they can meet that moment, but you have the energy of a young group that don't know, man. They really don't know. And then they start thinking, hey, man, we can be a team of destiny, or trying to figure out, what they start thinking, what happens, you know what I'm saying, if we get this one, right? All the pressure's on the Knicks because guess what? The Spurs are supposed to be a year early. The Knicks know realistically this could be the best chance, best opportunity that they have to actually win a title.
See, I think the pressure's kind of split down the middle.
Yeah,
here.
you're right. You're right. I can agree with that. I can go with that thinking. But
because the Spurs going home down 3-1,
yes,
as a younger team, you have done enough damage that they might be able to fight back, but it's only down 3-1. The team that is going on the road like that, 37-1 in the NBA Finals.
Right. It wouldn't look good. But what I'm saying is, like, the Knicks, I think, still have equal because you squandered. If you do that, that means you squandered a 2-0 lead and you lost it in your house. No matter how the Spurs got there. Like I said, like, coaches lie to you, right? And, like, we buy in the lies because we have to believe in the lie, right? I don't know if you remember. It's this scene in jeez, what's my movie? Okay, let me get it right. It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp. Oh man, that movie. No, it's Terrence Howard. I don't know why I can't think about it. But anyway,
Hard Out Here.
It's a Terrence Howard movie when he plays the pimp.
Now my keyboard's not
and he talks about, like, hey man, did you really know Skinny Black? Right, because he made everybody believe that he knew Skinny Black and he was going to give him his demo tape and they were going to be on and popping, right? But he knew that he did know Skinny Black, but he thought
Hustle and Flow.
Yes, Hustle and Flow. So he thought that he could go in and he thought he can convince.
I love the internet, by the way. I could just type in "It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp" movie and it comes up.
he thought he could convince. He thought he could convince Skinny Black that he didn't know that he should listen to him and put him on once he get him his tape. And so then when they got into it at the end, and everybody that has watched that movie because it's a cultural movie, they get to the end, and Anthony Anderson, who plays like the producer, said, hey, man, did you really know Skinny Black? And he didn't say yes or no. He said, one day that baby of mine is going to look me in my eye, and they're going to say, Dad, can I be the president of the United States? He said, I know I have he has a whore for a mother and a pimp for a dad. And I'm going to look that little girl in the eyes and I'm going to tell her absolutely because she needs to hear that. And sometimes you got to lie, right? So these coaches are lying to each of their players, telling them, if you're the Spurs, you're saying we're down because of this. We're down because of that. We can come back because the most powerful thing in sports is belief, right? And when you put that out in the atmosphere, like all athletes are really big on visualization and what you put out in the ether. So you're fighting that. So if the Spurs are able to get a victory here, man, you talk about Pop being able to lie to him, the head coach being able to lie to him, and they're going to start lying to themselves because every once in a while when you lie to yourself, and you believe it enough, the lie can become a truth. And the Knicks got to make sure that the lie that the Spurs are telling themselves that we're down because of us, that we're better, that we are ready for the moment, that we don't have to wait. We don't have to go through the collective scar tissue. They got to make sure that the Spurs don't start to actually believe their lies that they're telling themselves. Mm-hmm. So if they don't allow, and if the Knicks don't jump on them early and they're taking a back seat, then the Knicks can be in trouble because the other side starts to come and the Knicks start to get the doubt. And then you start hearing the fear of the fans. Oh, man, it always go bad when it's this reminds us of the Yankees, man. Like, this crazy. We can never finish. We're cursed. We're this. And then all that bad energy starts to manifest itself. And the great players won't believe it. But some of the young players or some of the role players that you need to make big shots.
The ones who are still impressionable.
Right. Start getting tight, right? So the Knicks have to win this one because if it goes there, man, Game 5 is a must-win, and whatever team wins usually wins the series. But, man, the momentum will be strictly all in the Spurs moment because it'd be like, who's going to win the first game at home?
Look, when it comes to the pressure, I think there's plenty of pressure on the Spurs because if they lose, they're not coming back from that likely, okay? For the Knicks, you cannot get on that plane tied 2-2. You cannot have what happened after games 1 and 2 mean absolutely nothing. And that's exactly what happens if the Knicks lose tonight. What happened in games 1 and 2, the way that you were able to go on the road and steal a second game after you came away with big plays down the stretch in the first game, and you gave yourselves these tremendous advantage to know that you just tossed it away is crushing, especially knowing that you're going back into that building.
Yeah, and this is the thing. The Knicks have to get out to a fast start. we got to have these great second quarters, and they're fatigued. And then, they got to make sure they get out so they don't expend too much energy when they get into their rotation and put too much pressure on their bench to come out and try and play catch up.
What I'm relying on tonight, the Knicks have been this emotionally mature team. They have to be that tonight. They have to be a team that's going to take it in stride to begin with, but set a tone early and not let Wemby do what he was doing the other night to start the game, where he came in there and had 3 dunks in the span of 2.5 minutes.
But here's the other thing, too, right? Like I said, I can only go back to my biggest rivalry. And my biggest rivalry was the Pittsburgh Steelers. And every once in a while, we would play them again after Hines Ward had did something to us. He either hit somebody from the back of the knee from behind. He's either clipped somebody, pushed somebody in the back, something dirty. And we had to make sure that we weren't more concerned with chasing him, getting retribution.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Than it was for us to actually play in the flow of the game, because the ultimate disrespect, the ultimate payback is to send his ass home with the L, right? So all day, and it's crazy because yesterday when I watched Get Up, nobody said nothing, right? But when I start talking about, and I'm not saying they listen to me. I'm just saying I was one of the first people that I've heard on a national stage not talk about whether it was a dirty foul or not, but talk about where was Jalen Brunson, your best player? Where was his teammates?
Yeah.
Why did 6'2" Jalen Brunson have to confront a man that's a foot and 2 inches taller than him? Why did he have to walk up and defend himself? Like, usually when you see somebody do something egregious to a teammate, whether he's your best player or not, when you see the team respond instantaneously, right, that tells you how close and how much they really care about each other. Now, listen, I know these guys like each other. I know they care about each other, especially the Villanova boys. But, man, when I see any teammate, let alone the best player, our leader, our captain, being taken advantage of, my first inclination is to damn the fines on me, is for me to handle that on site immediately. Now, we talk about them saying, hey, tell the refs to control the game or we will. Like, it's kind of hard to kind of prove the point after the fact, because now it look like you're trying to be a fake tough guy, because now everybody's called you out. I've watched podcasts calling players out. I listened to Mon Shumpert this morning on Get Up calling players out. Where was the call out? Like, you were this happened in the first half, if I recall, right?
The Brunson in the back of the head, I think it did late first half, didn't it? Yeah.
The Knicks were up.
Yeah.
I would have came out in the third quarter and foot would have been the ass immediately, right? And then guess what? That would have forced them to try and react. And then usually when it's like that, it heightens your competitive nature, and then maybe that would have made them overly emotional, and then they would have been the ones, because you're the mature team. Once you get your get back, but now when you get your get back, they're going to make sure that every time you turn the TV on, it's him getting mushed in the back of the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mush in the back of the head. They've seen this for 2 days now. For 2 days, they've seen this. Like, I don't know if it's a plan collectively to do it, and Brunson's dad is from the old school. I know they watching this play like, yo, like.
Here's the thing, though.
He's laughing at your guy after he mushed him in the back of the head.
You're right, but the opportunity was there. What tonight cannot be about is coming back and responding about that the other night, because he didn't get a flagrant or anything. Guys, if we thought it was a flagrant, but if you thought he was getting one when he's already got 2 points already, that was never going to happen yesterday.
But the thing is, as well, is to meet force with force. Like, clearly – they set the tone about they were going to be physical, because later on they ran through Brunson.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at Johnson over there.
They've been physical the whole series.
My point. So remember what we used to say about the Knicks when we thought they had to play a certain team from the Eastern Conference that kind of plays this way.
Yeah.
We cautioned their toughness.
When they were getting beat up by that team all year.
Right. So we cautioned their toughness. So if the Spurs are a team that's semi-tough already, and they see how you struggled against that team, looks to me like they're trying to ratchet it up a bit, because they think that you guys aren't truly at your core. You're good players. You're not punks, but you ain't about that life. And when games turn that way, you guys usually come out on the wrong end of it. So I want to see, like, is it going to be something that happens early? Or what type of physical tone are the Knicks going? Are the Knicks going to come out and say, damn, being a jump shooting team, I don't care if Wemby's in the paint. Remember the first game, they said, damn, if Wemby's in there. They went in there and Karl Anthony Towns was attacking. It got blocked a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's
OG,
the cost of doing business here.
OG it got blocked a couple times. But I'm telling my guys, listen, coming on early on, I know that we want to come out and shoot jump shots, but we want to get our foul attempts up. We got to challenge this man. You got to be the can man. Everybody can get it. So everybody can get this smoke, and we going in with two hands like OG, the only one who's been going to the basket consistently and finishing over Wemby. Because, listen, Wemby, he can't pin it if you ain't laying it up there. He can't block it if it's one hand and all you got to do is touch the ball and the ball comes out your hand. You go up there with two hands strong and you make him have to make a play. You put the referees in a precarious position.
For what has to happen tonight with Cat, you've seen the stat by now. It's an alarming stat. 0 points in the fourth quarter in this series. That aside, Cat, when you have somebody who is 6'5", and I don't care if he was the sixth man of the year, when you have somebody who's 6'5" on you, you have to go to work. And the other night, he didn't go to work. I don't know if it was because when it wasn't, like when Wemby was on him before that, and he was doing what he was doing in the first two games, and Cat's, he can't handle me, all that stuff. Like, there is a physical intimidation factor there that exists between the two of them that then translates into Cat's game. It didn't when he's held out by this other guy who's 6'5".
Yeah.
It's almost like he's not in that same mentality of I have to go to work right now because of the challenge I have in front of me. And that's where this has to be. Can't be about the challenge. It has to be about this is where our mismatches are and let's get it done.
But they know, see, this is the thing, right? And this is the reason why people put little people on, right? Because they're hard to find, right? See, when Wemby's there, he can feel Wemby. So Wemby's not going to be able to have the quickness to jump around him and knock the ball out, stuff like that. If you look at Johnson's getting underneath his armpits, he's getting underneath his legs and stuff like that. And I listened to Shump this morning too, right? And he, sometimes at times he was a defensive star and he had to stop the best player, and sometimes they were bigger players. The thing is, Cat's post-up has to be in sync with the ball carrier. You can't sit there and wrestle because when you're wrestling, you're wasting time. It has to be down there. He has to go down there, spin real quick, ball got to be there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He can't have his back, and then he can't find the guy, and the guy's running around and trying to get underneath him and all that stuff. It has to be instantaneous. So that means that you got to bring the ball up, and Cat has to run down there, run underneath the basket as deep as he can, spin and pin, and the ball has to be there because if you let this little dude there, he's going to be hopping around, getting underneath because he's long enough to get in the pass lane and hit the ball if it's a bad entry pass. You want the ball to be entered to Cat high because he's 7'2". That way you don't have to worry about this dude trying to poke and get around and Cat can pin him. But that has to be in coordination with whoever's bringing the ball up the court. So that's on them. That's because like Shump said, that's what he wants. He wants to sit there and make it a wrestling match because guess what? The shot clock's going down.
All right, a couple of things, just kind of specific things you need to know for tonight if you're going to be in the city and you're going to be in the area. This is from the NYPD, all right?
Yep.
Tweets have been coming out from them. Starting at 4 p.m., same secure zone around MSG as they had on Monday.
Oh, they said they kept it.
Hang on. Everybody's going to be screened. So get there early and leave your bags at home. Tonight's watch party outside MSG, which there will be one, is a ticketed event. So attendees may only enter on the west side of 6th Avenue at 33rd Street, at West 33rd. If you leave the designated area of the party, no reentry.
Yep.
So once you go in,
it's like dropping
it's like
the ball.
Times Square on New Year's Eve. Exactly. The screening sites are opening up tonight at 4:30. Basically, if you're going to be there and you're going to go either to the game or a restaurant or a bar, prepare for what it was the other night. It doesn't. I don't think it'll be quite as drastic trying to get into the building, but I wouldn't plan like that's the case.
But here's the thing, too, man. New Yorkers, and not all of you.
Yes.
Because I hate how, we paint with a broad brush and we judge the many based on the few. Disappointed, man, in how you behaved.
Only a few.
But what are we doing, man? Like, are we not sophisticated enough and mature enough to be able to take our L? But not even the L. Just the fact that you mean that a person can't walk around with a San Antonio Spurs jersey? Are we not better than that? Are we savages? Like, and then fake tough guy stuff, jumping people. Like, and here's the thing. Whether they talking trash or not, you guys just went and invaded San Antonio. And they let you talk your talk. And everybody we didn't hear anything about this happening in Texas. We didn't hear Knicks fans getting beat up. And don't think, oh, well, that's because we from New York. We tougher than everybody. That's why they wouldn't dare touch us, son. Like, stop it. You flew there on a plane. And if you flew there on a plane, you in a stand-your-ground state, and they made you feel safe, and they allowed you to root for your team. We about to have the World Cup here.
Yeah.
And you're going to have countries that hate each other playing against each other and how passionate they take it. We're not setting a good example. Now, what are we doing, man? That's so weak.
It is the acts of a few, and we know about the arrests that happened at Bryant Park the other night, but, I mean, some of the attacks that are happening on Spurs fans, it was sickening. It was sickening to see.
It's ridiculous, man. And if you sitting there, I know that people don't want to get involved when they see people getting altercations, man. But y'all should be better than that.
Those
man.
are the people.
Y'all should be protecting. Like, man, come on, man. Like, come on with me.
Yeah, I mean,
what I'm saying is the good people, the good fans
are not doing this.
The good fans, if they see some stuff like that, I know you don't want to get involved because you don't want to get in a fight with some people that's clearly out acting stupid. But you can take the Spurs fans and say, man, come on with us, man.
Yeah.
And walk them over there with some Knicks fans and say, hey, we ain't all like that. That's a level of protection. Like, what are we talking about, man? You talking about, oh, it's no watch party. We mad because we want to be in the garden. But then you behave like this. What are we supposed to do? We're coming to a year in New York where I think we're going to have the least amount of gun violence and stuff like that happen in New York in a long time, almost maybe ever. Why are we going to make the crime rate and stuff go up because we're supposed to be celebrating?
If you're going to scream and yell about every other town whenever they have these kinds of things and they go through it and they, and what happens in Philly, what happens in other towns, you got to be better than that. Got to be better than what it was the other night. And I know right.
The same
it's
people
such a small percentage, but it doesn't matter.
Right, the same people but they setting the tone.
Yep.
Right? They setting the tone by how they talking to the people.
All right, we're going to get rolling on tonight. There's a lot of different things to attack here at 800-919-3776 on the ESPN New York YouTube chat. Get involved there as well. Yeah, I'm just even looking in the chat, and there are some dumb comments already, so I can't even get bothered by it. But anyway, what I would say is
that ain't tough, though.
No, it's not. It's not.
Thick as hell.
What there are tonight are a lot of different factors for the Knicks in attempting to win this game. Who is going to be, besides Brunson, who's the most important Knick tonight? Who concerns you the most with San Antonio outside of Wembanyama? There's so much to dive into here. And some numbers that I promise are just eye-popping that we're going to share with you about Game 4 next on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York YouTube channel.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their third loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Your New York Knicks are back in the finals, and BetMGM is here for this legendary run. Get in on the championship series with odds boosts, same-game parlay boosts, and more. Whether it's another clean sweep or Knicks in 7, BetMGM offers a star-studded lineup of markets for the finals, including live bets, props, and original bets. And if you're looking to call the shots with the same precision as the Eastern Conference champions, early cash out will be offered on select bets to give you the flexibility to take your payout early. Join the Knicks and BetMGM on this march toward a ticker tape parade. Let's go Knicks. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
We have slow traffic getting to Queens this morning. Queensboro Bridge, the lower roadway going back over to Queens. It's a crash in one lane. In Queens, they've cleared an accident on the Grand Central East at Kew Gardens. Another one east on the LIE down by Douglaston Parkway has also been moved out of the way. Meanwhile, in Brooklyn, it's really tough on the inbound Gowanus BQE towards 38th Street. We have a stall up to the right side, so heads up for delays getting around that. Worst of the Hudson River crossings into New York. Holland Tunnel, a 30-minute delay. I'm Matt Ward on 880 ESPN New York.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people or dogs are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch! I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, I'll spend 6 months living with a Honduran Capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This summer, bring out the best in your margarita with Milagro. From crisp, citrus-ready silver to smooth, refined reposado. Every bottle is made with 100% blue agave. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Please enjoy Milagro responsibly.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Programming alert. Tonight's Mets-Cardinals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6:30 p.m. Game 4 of the NBA Finals can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with zero sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
All right, listen, tonight's Mets-Cardinals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN with the pregame starting at 6:30. Game 4 of the NBA Finals, Knicks and Spurs, 880 ESPN New York. Tip-off at 8:30, pregame starting at 7. At 7, all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app. And I also want to remind you that today, Don Hahn and Rosenberg will be at Scout once again. So make sure you go down and check it out. Live broadcast, Scout NYC, 2 blocks from the Garden, 215 West 35th Street, before Game 3 of the NBA Finals. So that's a thing you can do. You can get in the zone to go see that in that whole area. The guys are talking about all the matchups, all of it, breaking it all down, getting you ready for tip-off. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live today at Stout NYC, all starting at 3 p.m. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York YouTube channel. I want to hear a little bit of Jalen Brunson from yesterday on what he needs to improve and his mindset after losing Game 3.
Most importantly, not turn the ball over, give my team an opportunity. Kind of in the middle. I've played better, but also I played worse. I think most importantly, saying this last night, win or lose, we're going to come be here today to understand what we need to do to be better. And that's to be our mindset regardless. And win, we learn. Lose, we learn. We understand what we have to do to be better, giving our team, giving our chance to have the ball and not turn it over, stop fouling. And like I said, just attention to detail and continue to be who we are.
I'm counting on this team showing the emotional maturity that they have.
Listen, he was all emotional and saying the right things. But at the end, that was a little shot. Stop fouling.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of the...
You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
I think most importantly, saying this last night, win or lose, we're going to come be here today to understand what we need to do to be better. And that's to be our mindset regardless. And win, we learn. Lose, we learn. We understand what we have to do to be better, giving our team, giving our chance to have the ball and not turn it over, stop fouling. And like I said, just attention to detail and continue to be who we are.
Yeah, that's a little part of it. But listen, he actually is right when he says stop fouling when it comes to fouling early in the quarters and making sure you get the other team on some dumb fouls into the bonus very early. That was a big part of why the difference in foul shots was what it was in the second half last night. I know what Mike Brown said. Mike Brown said what he said the other night to try to help him out tonight. That's why he said it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I like it, though. The own message. Subtle, but I hear I agree. I hear it in there.
So let's get it going. 800-919-3776. I also want to get your reaction, even though if you thought it was going to happen, you weren't paying attention. But on Wemby's flagrant not being called a flagrant and it not getting upgraded to a flagrant, I should say yesterday. It was nice of them to admit it was a foul.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, they could have called. They would have admitted that it was a foul on Cat. The rest of the match. Now that you watched it more, do you see the Cat part of it too?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot to see.
Yeah.
You got two egregious things going on at the same time. But I think what is it? Shamit? Yeah. Shamit was trying to enter the ball to him, so the eyes are on that. I mean, it's kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things that, like, when you're watching film, you like, yo, son, dude smack you in your C7. You know what I'm saying? he makes you touch your toes, man. He bent your ass over. But then you say, hold up, we got to do something about this.
Lee in Manhattan is up to start us off today on ESPN New York. Lee, what's going on?
Morning, fellas. How we doing?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Listen, Bart, first of all, I want to thank you for saying what you said, man. People, I hope people who are listening to this show and the ones who acting like knuckleheads, they probably not listening to the show. So it's up to us to get the word out to them. We better than that, just like you said. We New Yorkers, that's not how we roll,
Exactly.
But as far as the key to the Knicks winning game 4 tonight, go back to what got you here. And if that means running the offense through Cat, making Wemby work on defense, okay? Brunson getting your head on a swivel, giving up the ball, making assists, not worrying about yourself, we good. We are good. But as far as that flagrant foul, we already know the reason why they probably had to let that go, because of the points, what a lot of people don't know about. So if you could bring some people up on that, okay, make them understand why it's all about entertainment.
From the Naz Reid last round and all that, he's already got 2 flagrant foul points, and 4
a lot of people don't know about
that. Is the automatic suspension.
A lot of people don't know about the penalty, so that's why, that's the reason why they let him play, okay, for the entertainment value. Okay?
Lee, they're never going to do that with Wembanyama, and we know that.
Man, you have France will come over here and take the Statue of Liberty back.
Oh, what are they going to do?
We are not friends anymore. We're not friends. You do that
now I'm drawing the line. We're afraid of France now.
You do that
no, we're not.
You do that. You scared of them turning the TV off, which they wouldn't. But you know what I'm saying? You keep him with your much. It was up.
Scared of the French.
They don't take the Statue of Liberty back, turn the TVs off. Boycott. Turn the TVs off.
I'd like to see you try and take it back.
That's like 25. You're right. That's true. They go with disdain for this. It's not the Statue of Liberty anymore. It's the Liberty of Statues.
Beat your ass with a baguette. Merv in Winfield. Merv, what's up, bud?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, everyone's taking that about the whole flagrant foul. That's kind of crazy, though, just because it's Wemby, they won't call it. But like they said, it is what it is.
Let me put it another way, Merv. If it's Wemby doing it, like that better be throwing a punch as opposed to just a shove.
They can say he pushed him.
Yeah.
That wasn't just a shove. He grabbed him by his head.
agree.
He palmed him by his head.
I
That
agree.
was mad disrespect.
I agree.
That's the most. Listen, Merv. Outside of backhanding somebody, that's really the most disrespectful thing you can do to a grown man is mush him. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking a glove and smacking him on both cheeks with the glove, that's the most disrespectful thing you do. That's why I'm saying I don't understand why none of his teammates didn't do nothing, man.
And then, like you said, Cat was getting wrestled around, but the whole thing, he palmed his head, and then laughed at him.
That's because he got to beat
his head.
That's because he got to pray. He probably got hands. When I watch his hands, they're skinny, but they're probably as big as Kawhi's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, easy.
They're probably almost as big as his chest, but yeah. I just feel like we need. They say Brunson's getting picked up at 75 feet, whatever. Whoever Wemby is guarding needs to set a pick at like half court. We got to make him move again. He's way too rested the last game. The first two games, they made him run up and down the court. They made him chase people around. He's just standing around, like you said, in the zone, just waiting to block.
Resting. Yeah.
And we got to go at his chest. Like OG did, Cat did, I think, in game 2. Like, just go at him and then use the backboard and the rim as a protector. Like you said, when Shamet went in there thinking he's like Scottie Pippen just floating through the air and going to lay it in like that.
Yeah.
One thing guy can do is finger roll.
One thing that Tsunami brought up on the chat, too, is that not only that, Wemby stood there and laughed.
Yeah, like, come on. When you laugh at somebody that barely come past your navel, you like, come on, man. You so cute. Like,
sit down, Junior, before you hurt yourself.
He like Oompa Loompa. If they got into a fight, he can keep on the end of the jab. It's like watching Fundora fight my boy Keith Thurman.
800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. That stat I told you about, alarming as it is. That's next on the way. As many of your calls as we can get in. We got Joe Vardon from The Athletic, who's stopping by in studio here in a few minutes. We'll talk to him. And we've got everything to get you ready for Game 4 tonight. Knicks up 2-1, and the numbers say you better make it 3-1.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their third loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
FanDuel customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel's the best place to bet all of your favorite players during the finals. Play your game any way you want to, and best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel's the best place to bet all of your favorite players during the finals. Play your game any way you want to, and best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, official partner of the NBA, 21 plus, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued and non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Obviously, the officiating leaves a lot to be desired, and fans are up for grabs about it.
It's up in arms. They're up in arms. They're up in arms about it. What the hell? That's what it is.
You let me
because it was so
bail
confusing.
myself out
there's
of a misstep. Why can't you just let a professional who's been doing this for 30 years maybe worm his way out of it?
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Programming alert. Tonight's Mets-Cardinals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6:30 p.m. Game 4 of the NBA Finals can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
I'd basically look like I'd look like a Pez dispenser. It's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. So the folks who own the station, Good Karma Brands, have done a nice job of trying to get us in the mood around here. So we've got, Knicks stuff all over the place, and they bought some hats, some ESPN New York hats that say, "Go New York, go New York, go." And, of course, when you ask me to wear a hat that is one size fits all.
That's the
the
key.
Biggest lie. That is like asking me to tell the biggest lie I possibly can. So I have got this hat on, and if you look at this hat on my head on the ESPN New York YouTube channel right now, you look at this hat, it looks like a beanie with a brim. It looks like the only thing that is missing is a propeller on top.
If you try and eat something, you're gonna
look at
you're
this
gonna tear
thing.
the
I'm looking in the video now.
You know who? It looked like you got a Sidney Dean hat on from White Man Can't Jump.
Yes,
it's like a biker hat. Like you that needs to be tricolored, and you need to have a propeller on the top.
This is like, come on.
You can't. When you flip it up, it almost comes off.
I know.
It's barely holding on.
It is on my head, and it looks like, Ray, does this hat or does it not look like it's going to explode off my head at any moment?
Yeah, I was saying I feel sorry for the seams right now.
They are doing some work.
So this is the thing, right? So I Googled, like, hat sizes, like fitted hats. I don't see where it says it goes.
I don't know how they measure.
Okay. Ranges go from typically 6 3/8, which is probably an adolescent or a teenager or a preteen, to 8 3/4. So what is your actual? Have you ever bought a fitted hat? Like,
yes.
Oh, this fits good. So the biggest is 8 3/4.
Yeah, I've got
which is almost a 9.
I'm between an 8 and an 8 1/4. Probably closer to 8 1/4 head.
Just think, man. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I will look like a Pez dispenser if I was a 200-pound guy.
Like, you've probably never heard these words.
Backwards any better?
You've probably never heard these words uttered before, but they say, "Hey, big head," which usually has a different meaning. But
no,
hey, take it.
I've heard it before, but in this very context, not in any other. But if you turn on the ESPN New York YouTube channel now,
bro, let
me see, you see it like backwards isn't even any better. Like all there is backwards is like a giant.
Looks like a smile.
Exactly. There's like a giant hole.
I feel like we should paint. I feel like we should paint that in with some whiteout. So
no, I feel like I should start selling it like a billboard,
so it can look like it's prime real estate.
Exactly.
Put your company logo right here.
Exactly. Isolate it right there. I wonder what kind of money we could pull in there. Sales. Hello.
What's that? Bernard Hopkins was the first person to do it, right? Painted it on his back.
On his back, the Golden Palace.
Yeah, Golden Palace. You put Golden Palace on your forehead. Whatever happened to the Golden Palace?
I don't know. Shockingly, I don't think that marketing plan would work for them. Let's hit David and Elizabeth on ESPN New York. David, what's going on?
What up, Chef? What up, Bart? Hey, there's somebody that wants to speak to you guys real quick. Go ahead. Say it.
Hi.
What's up?
Hi, Chef. Come on.
Hi.
Hi, Bart.
What up? What up?
Good Knicks.
Is she out of school yet?
Nah, she enters school next week. Yeah, she enters school next year. Yo, you know what's crazy, fellas, real quick before we get into it? I wake up, right, and I'm like, oh, I got to call you guys because I ain't speak to y'all in 2 days, even though I heard you, right?
Yeah.
So I look up, I see her. She's eating some gummies that I bought for her last night. And she's like, Dad. So look, she's eating the gummies, right? Nah, not those gummies. Those gummies she can't get her hands on. But she's eating the gummies. Yeah, right? She's eating the gummies, and she's like, Dad, I love Jets. I'm like, yeah, you're saying you love Jets, so I don't yell at you. Nice try.
Right. So, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. She's destroying the gummies. Dad, I love Jets. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So, fellas, man, let me get into it, man. I'm going to be honest with you, Bart. You've been on professional teams. Chef, you've been around professional teams as well. You guys know you don't touch the prize money. You don't touch the white hat. You do not touch him. I'm sorry if I'm one of the guys on the team, or if I'm Cat, I go up to Hucks tonight and be like, yo, Huck Porty, you already know what to do tonight. I don't got to tell you. I don't got to tell you. You know what to do. I'll see you at the scorer's table. Immediately. That's the first thing I'm doing. Set the tone with that, and then play our game.
See,
Another thing I want to say is this.
I think in some ways that takes you out of your game immediately. It puts you in the wrong mindset.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, but it'll set the tone. Don't mess with my white hat, and we not playing with you.
Right.
You did it. You got away with it. I don't even care if Huck Porty gets chucked or he gets ejected, whatever. Go do what you do to let them know, yo, you can't do that to us. We superior, not you.
Right.
You come from Texas. We come from New York. You ain't doing that here.
Right.
Real quick, let me go, gentlemen. I want to say this, too. Yo, the street violence, I ain't with it, man. I ain't no punk. I'm not a goody two-shoes. But, like, doing people dirty on the street, jumping people, punching people because they like Spurs or they like another team, that's whack, bro. That's whack. Like, bro, not for nothing, you're a grown man. Stand on yours like a grown man. You got a problem with somebody, y'all can solve it however y'all solve it. But beating people up and punching people for no reason, that's whack. I hate it. I don't like when they rob people for no reason. Like, bro, every last one of us work and try to do something nice for our families or whatever, and we have to earn it. We like a lot of us weren't born with silver spoons or whatever. But, bro, to do another person dirty that works just as hard as you, I'm not with it. I'm never for it. I'll never stand by it. I think it's corny. And, like, bro, let's not do that, man. And not for nothing, we haven't played a great game yet. That's why I think that we're in good hands, because they've been playing like crap and we know how to close the door.
Yeah, I understand, but at some point we have to stop talking about that. We have to stop talking about not playing a great game yet and actually go and play a great game.
Yeah, and so also the crazy part, right, is like
I got a headache from the hat. It was so tight on my head.
You put a tourniquet on your head.
Like, look at my head. Is there a red band around my head right now? Like,
no, but it was a tourniquet.
Exactly. I got to stop the bleeding.
You try to talk, and it was like stretching out because you talk like that muscle on the side of your head.
Bottom
like
of my head looking like the bottom of a thermometer.
See, but here's the crazy part, right? And this is why, like, I think that Wemby is set up perfectly to be like the next hated player. Because what happened in the last series when he was getting beat up? What did he do? He put in 2 goons and he ordered the code red. Why can't he receive a code red?
All I'm saying is, if something else happens tonight, then I do that. I just don't come out of the game. It's not like hockey about putting your goons on the ice to start the game.
Yeah, to start a game. It actually is. It actually is. It actually is. Like, hey, we're going to start.
I feel like that takes too much attention. Like, but you just told me 5 minutes ago, the best thing you can do, the best revenge you can do when you were talking about with Hines Ward is to send him packing with an L.
Yeah, but if you can, like, I also meant to say that, what we would do is we would put a dot on a player during kickoff. I told you about that story, right? We broke old boy's back the first play. Like we hit him with a double team, a swipe hit that he couldn't see.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, so his name was we had a player called Nakamura, right?
Yeah.
And we set up. So the guy's running down on kickoff, and we put somebody right in front of him. He thinks that person's about to hit him, but that person's actually blocking the person in the other lane. But what we do is we bring a person from the other side, and they're running like 20 miles an hour. And they're running from the other side, and that person never sees them. They see the person that's sitting in front of them, and the first thing they do is we tell the person to move to their right to make them go into the inside to avoid them, and then the other person's timing up, and it's basically a 20-yard blind shot. So Nakamura did that, and he broke his back, right?
Oof.
Nah, it wasn't like paralyzed, but it just broke a vertebrae a little bit, something like that. So anyway, they carted him off. Right,
just a little vertebrae,
and that was us setting the tone because on kickoff, right. So once again, that's where all your goons at, right? Because those are guys that typically don't really play. The next game we played, right, and by the way, the person that Nakamura did it to was his college roommate, right? Jeez. So the next game we played, they did it to Nakamura, knocked his ass off.
Oh my God.
They carried his ass off. You know what I'm saying? An eye for an eye is basically what I'm saying.
I get that.
So what I'm saying is.
But that's a naturally violent game. Where that's just part of it.
Yeah, but this is a naturally physical game too.
Not at that level.
I think once like they see like you start with like Shohan, Lambert, like they should be starting at the first game because it's about to be a flagrant foul and it's about to be crazy, right? So you do that and they know that it's coming. They just don't know who's gonna get them. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you just start the game down 3. It don't matter, or down 1. Who cares?
John Uribe, Carlin looking like Airheads commercials from back in the day. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their 3rd loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Your New York Knicks are back in the finals, and BetMGM is here for this legendary run. Get in on the championship series with odds boosts, same-game parlay boosts, and more. Whether it's another clean sweep or Knicks in 7, BetMGM offers a star-studded lineup of markets for the finals, including live bets, props, and original bets. And if you're looking to call the shots with the same precision as the Eastern Conference champions, early cash out will be offered on select bets to give you the flexibility to take your payout early. Join the Knicks and BetMGM on this march toward a ticker tape parade. Let's go Knicks. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
Sure, keeping things casual has its time and place. But sometimes simply playing to have fun isn't enough. So when you're looking for a way to up the ante, try these 5 simple words. Play you for an ultra? That always seems to do the trick. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
This is the biggest game at Madison Square Garden since the Rangers Game 7 of 1994.
Now the pressure switches back to the Knicks.
This is what we talk about ad nauseum. What would you do if? Would you give up this? This is it. Tonight is that game.
If you go back to San Antonio 2-2, it's going to be a different animal.
If they win this game tonight, you'd be hard-pressed to think they don't win the series.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, Yankees fans. Join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, July 3rd for a very special night. Fireworks Night, presented by Baby Ruth. Bring your family and friends as the Yankees take on the Twins, and stay after the game for a spectacular post-game fireworks show celebrating the 250th birthday of America. Get your tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss the Yankees and Twins Fireworks Night, Friday, July 3rd, presented by Baby Ruth. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you have saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's Gusto.com. Gusto.com.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
This guy's become a favorite of the show the last couple of years. We appreciate him coming down to the studios. He's Joe Vardon from The Athletic, covers the NBA. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. We had him on a couple of weeks ago, and you came in last year. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, listen, I'm a man of my word. I was, as you said, I was on the air with you guys a couple weeks ago and declared that I would be in studio, and here we are.
That's excellent.
We appreciate it. But you've also covered the Spurs for the Western Conference Finals, and I guess
no, you had the Knicks in the East.
Okay, the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm looking at bad guys and worthy villains, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at Wemby, respectful. I think he's he says everything right, competitive. But I think this is maybe a villain or a bad guy wrapped up in a good guy's package. People used to say this about Isaiah, about his smile and how nice he seemed. But he was a dirtbag, you know what I mean, to most people. The creator of the Bad Boys. And I can remember just if you look at what Wemby did last series, ordering the code red.
Yep.
And now we got Mushgate. Like, what's going to be his reputation around the league, I think, after these finals are over?
These are really good observations. He is dynamic. He has this massive personality, and he's whip smart. How this is going to manifest over time, though, I think it could turn into more of a villain thing. He is one of those athletes that has that maniacal desire to win. And so very quickly, like, all the things that endear him to the average fan are probably going to wind up turning them off. And he's going to be booed and rooted against, which is fine, especially once he starts winning.
I forgot Elbowgate, too. I forgot we had Elbowgate, like.
With Nas Reed.
Yeah, he could be a bad guy, I think.
Well, I mean.
I never trust a guy with a widow peak. Even though he cuts it off, can't trust a guy with a widow peak. Classic bad guy.
I'm just telling you, I think there's something to that. And I think he is
the widow peak theory, yes.
Yeah. The villain thing. Yeah. He's ready for it.
First of all, when you look at the play the other night,
a
lot of fans were upset that it wasn't upgraded. We kind of felt like that's not going to happen. They weren't going to upgrade that. What was your read on the whole play and the situation with not just there with Brunson, but also later with Brunson when he got basically run over by Stefan Castle?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about the contact that Wemby has drawn the last two series, and I know to some degree he's fed up with it. So why does he turn around and, do we want to call it pick on, whatever you want to say? I mean, Jalen Brunson is more than a foot shorter than him. So it was weird that that's who he ends up going after in a way. But part of this is Wemby sticking up for himself, and part of it is, like, again, like he's not afraid to be a tone setter in that regard. I guess I'm with you. I wouldn't have expected the NBA to upgrade that in any way. They are just reveling in the draw of this series on both sides, and just doesn't want to do anything to affect that.
Now, early on, right, we because we've seen the play over and over and over and over again, it has to manifest itself a little bit in the Knicks locker room. What are the officials doing or saying, or what do you think the officials are going to do or say as far as setting the tone for them that we will not have any retaliation? I mean, because it seems like just something that's natural that happens among sports. I can remember here in this town when everybody was like, CC, don't do it. And then CC was going to get the fine, and he took the L and hit it right square center mass on the ass cheek. You know what I mean? So, like, what do you think the officials are going to do early on to try and set the tone, or has it been things or statements already issued to the teams about what's not going to be allowed?
No, I don't think so, and I think it's harder for NBA officials to do what you're saying than like baseball umpires. Like when they're in a series, the first time there's a pitch that's inside at all, both benches are warned and that's it. I feel like in this series, you almost have to just wait for someone to throw that elbow. And there'll be a technical, but I think as far as like keeping players on the bench, that's a coach's job. And I think just if anything, you might see a quicker and tighter whistle.
Joe Vardon from The Athletic covers the NBA joining us. He's obviously in town with the NBA Finals. What was missing from the Knicks the other night as opposed to what they had going in games 1 and 2?
There were still some really big shots made on the Knicks' behalf. I think this was more about the Spurs either not panicking or maybe you turn that around and just say they were the aggressor this time late in the games. The Spurs have now held leads in the fourth quarter of all three of these games, and so I know. 48 hours ago, a lot of us were talking about and thinking about a Knicks sweep, but that's not what this series is. It really isn't. I mean, I think overall the Knicks are +6 in these three games, so they're all close. The Spurs have really good players, and just this time, whether it's a Bridges 3 or a Shamet 3 or whatever it was, the Spurs were actually able to answer those plays, and they hadn't been able to do that previously.
When you look at the physicality, you talk about a tighter whistle. Who does a tighter whistle benefit more in this series? Because it looks like the Spurs have come out a series before where it was a bloodbath, and the Knicks have pretty much been having pillow fights. So when you think about a quicker whistle, like who does it really give the advantage to?
I'm not sure, Bart. I'm not sure. I guess I would say the Knicks. I've been thinking about, I go back to the Cleveland series, and there were a number of times where the Cavs were in the bonus early, but it didn't benefit them. Like the Knicks were able to overcome that. They were actually able to get themselves into the bonus too by using Mitchell Robinson as bait, which was a smart thing that Mike Brown had done. So I'm gonna say it's the Knicks. I think the Spurs want to be. They want to be the feistier team. They want to, throw that elbow and whatever the case. And to me, that's not how the Knicks play. Mm-hmm. I guess it would favor them a little.
What do you make of the fact that after 2 games, we're talking about Karl-Anthony Towns potentially being the MVP of the series?
Yeah.
And he has not scored a point in the fourth quarter of this series.
Yeah. Carl had a great first half of Game 2. And that however many minutes, those 20 minutes that he played in the first half really had set the tone for that entire discussion. He was in foul trouble in the second half of Game 2, and the Spurs came back and should have won the game. Wemby actually was really good in the second half, and I know, the narrative from inside the NBA and that type was, Towns is kicking his butt and so on and so forth, but that's a little overrated. So I guess through 3 games, the MVP is probably Brunson. But Victor's had a very good series. Mm-hmm. He has. And
but also, though, more from the Town standpoint of his role with the Knicks over the last few weeks versus what we have seen here kind of in the fourth quarter that would bother you somewhat. And I'm not sitting here saying that Towns has to go and score a ton. We know how they're going to run this whole thing through Brunson, but they've had a lot of success when they've run it through Cat.
Absolutely. I mean, that was, I think if there's a turning point to the Knicks' whole season, it would have been in the playoffs after Game 3 against the Hawks when there was just that decision to do it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're right there. But I don't know. I want the ball in Jalen's hands if I'm a Knick. I just do. I think he's one of the game's great closers.
Well, when you talk about, we thought the theory was going to be Wemby on Josh Hart.
Yeah.
And it manifested itself last game. But before, it was him on Karl-Anthony Towns. So what can the Knicks do to kind of not allow, Wemby to rest on defense? Because he played the entire fourth quarter, which isn't typical. And we've seen him run out of gas. But he's been able to only have to play one side of the ball. So how does the Knicks combat that and make sure that he has to actually be an active participant on the defensive end of the ball outside of being just a help defender?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, active. And I just think back to games 1 and 2, especially game 1. I recall seeming like Victor was out on the perimeter way too often, if you're a Spurs guy. So the Knicks were doing a great job of not only getting him switched on to smaller players, but then making it so Victor had to run out to the perimeter and chase a 3. So I think that there needs to be more of that. The Knicks need to get back to moving it to the point where the Spurs defense feels like it's on a string. Yeah, for sure.
Joe Vardon, the senior NBA writer for The Athletic, joining us in studio. Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York. As you look at tonight's game, when it comes to the Knicks, if you're Mike Brown, off of Game 3, what is your single biggest adjustment?
So I'm wondering if they start to give a different look with Shamet over Josh.
Really?
Yeah, there's something, obviously you're not going to do it when you're up 2-0, but now the series is 2-1. The Knicks starting lineup as a group hasn't been great in this series. The Brunson plus minus is low, and they seem to not, want to put that on him. So,
you think they'd actually consider starting him in his place?
I don't know about tonight, but if this series goes 2-2, I think that's the move.
It's crazy because 2 and 3, Josh Hart was the one that was keeping him in the game as far as his 3-point shooting early on in the first half, and then the game we had 15 rebounds. Yeah. Wow. He feels like the heartbeat, but he's a guy that, to his point, he said that he'll do whatever the team needs to do. So I know if you can have that conversation with anybody, you can have that conversation with him.
Absolutely. I just, I guess I was a little surprised when I had heard this from a source last night about this being something that could be on the table, because I felt like, Josh had a huge rebound game in Game 1, and he's just been an impactful player, probably above his expected returns in the last 2 rounds, for sure. But, look, they only need to win 2 more games to be champions.
Right.
So, you got to push the buttons you think you need to push.
So if they go with Shamet, does that automatically mean that Wemby has to go back to Cat? Because if that does the Cat thing, then that does what we want to see done. That means that Victor has to go out and get on Cat, and then Cat can be aggressive, and he can't rest. And Cat's done, I guess, as good of a job as anybody we've seen kind of on Victor Wembanyama with his athleticism.
That's right. It puts more pressure on the Spurs defense, because either you get the matchup you're talking about, which is the one you want, or Victor is caught in space more, having to run out to Shamet. And so that would seem to be the answer if you're looking to mix things up.
Joe Vardon from The Athletic, senior NBA writer with us in studio. What about Mitch Johnson? What about the coaching matchup here between these two? What has intrigued you about Mike Brown and Mitch Johnson so far?
Well, I think since you asked about Mitch first, I mean, he's 39 years old. The moment does not seem too big for him at all. I think his timeout calling has been appropriate. He has been able to stop Knick momentum at times. You know, they
hear that, Kenny?
that's my guy. So I think, and then I just, you think about he has taken over for a legend who is still around, and he has to manage that dynamic too. Like, Greg Popovich is still in the ear of some of these players. So Mitch is able to command respect. The moment has not been too big for him, and so you're really impressed there. Mike Brown is a journeyman. Like, we just have to be real about that. I think this is his fifth stop as a head coach, and you see a maturity level overall, and just him seeming to, for the most part, being calmer and able to hold his own strategically in ways that he had been called into question on at previous stops in his career. So, I wouldn't give the edge, whereas you would say, I think in the previous series for the Knicks, Mike had a really good series, and Kenny had a tough one. I don't know that there's a coaching advantage or disadvantage through 3 games here.
We always kind of play this game about who's this more important to.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about legacy. I mean, I think, if, the Spurs win, then Wemby's done something that we've never seen, maybe since Lou Alcindor. I don't know how early he won his, but, he wasn't as old. He wasn't as young because he went to college. Who's this series more important to as far as legacy-wise, Wemby or a guy like Jalen Brunson?
I mean, Knicks times 100.
Yeah.
This is all Knicks. Like, they've got to have this. Like, the Spurs, I almost would say, I'd go so far as to say the rest of the league is not, like, we're not ready yet for Victor to be the king. Like, we can't have him.
Yeah.
But it's weird, though, because we thought Shea was going to be the king. We thought this was going to be the OKC run.
No doubt.
And look what happened. So I think if Victor wins, I don't think it is. I don't think we're in the landscape anymore where we're going to have any super dynasties anymore.
Okay.
Because, I expect OKC to go nuclear and overreact because they have so many resources.
Yeah.
So, I expect, now we know that that Giannis is going to be, they've agreed to trade Giannis, and that can swing the pendulum from either side. I don't think even if Wemby wins, this is the Wemby era, because I think OKC's out for get back.
I think, well, look, I think that for years in the West, you're going to see OKC and San Antonio compete. But I think we all expect that Victor is going to win multiple championships. He's going to be an MVP several times over. It does feel to me like right now is the Knicks moment.
Yeah.
They have to win right now. They haven't won since 1973. They made huge investments in this team with draft capital and obviously, of course, with salary. This is Mike Brown's moment, and you just think between what's going on out west, like you said, with those two teams, and then you think the East is just going to change dramatically next year.
Yeah.
You expect Boston to be back and better. Detroit was the number 1 overall seed.
Charlotte is intriguing to me.
Indiana is going to be back to what Indiana was last year. We haven't even talked about Cleveland yet and what could happen to that roster. So this is the time for the Knicks, and they're up 2-1 in this series. They just came off one of the great playoff winning streaks of all time. Got to find a way to get it done.
Joe Vardon from The Athletic joining us, senior NBA writer. Is it as simple, and we as sports fans probably try to simplify it too much, but it is as simple as who wins Game 4 ends up winning the series?
No, the Knicks aren't. I think the Knicks win. I think
that's a tough plane flight to get back on that flight. Go back to San Antonio at 2-2.
Yes, I do, but I could see. I could even see a scenario where it's 2-2 and then it's 3-2 San Antonio, and then the Knicks win Games 6 and 7. Like I see that. I do feel like if the Knicks win tonight, then they'd have a huge upper hand in the series.
Yeah.
You know,
if San Antonio wins tonight and they wipe out what happened in games 1 and 2, this tremendous advantage, and kind of takes away the excitement, I'm just kind of wondering how much tighter that makes a team like the Knicks. Considering everything you're saying, which I don't disagree with, windows right now, and it's not like we can guarantee this is going to stay open here forever. It's not like San Antonio.
Right, but I don't think that the modern athlete, I don't think that they're sitting there saying, like, trying to consider the bigger picture. Like, I do think they're taking it one game at a time.
Right.
And I also think that if in a Knicks scenario where the series is 2-2, they will go back to San Antonio having understanding that they won there twice. And, you know, it would still only take one more win on the road to win this series. So I feel like the Knicks would be okay still if they lost tonight, whereas the Spurs' backs are against the wall still.
You know, it feels to me that the Knicks are the tighter team in the Garden because of the expectations. And I feel like, and we talk about this often, opposing stars aren't intimidated by the Garden because they grow up wishing that they can have an opportunity to add their name to a list of villains that are perform well. And I feel like the Knicks stadium is probably the last of the great stadiums that have the hollow memories of not only just basketball, but Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Right? The great boxing matches, right? The great performances. So I feel like Madison Square Garden is the only arena, even though it should be a huge advantage with the raucous crowd, with all the celebrities, it should be intimidating. But I feel like great players feel inspired to add themselves to the list. And in return, they play great, but then the Knicks play tight because of the expectations.
Sure. I think that's all. I like all that. It is... I just think about everything you said, and I think about the way that Victor is shown out in the games that he's played at MSG so far, and I think about the way LeBron performs there. Like there's something about just being a great player and an opposing great player and coming into the Garden and performing, and there is so much pressure on the Knicks. But I do also think, I mean, this is a group that is made for it. And Brunson is as good of a clutch player as we have in the league. So, you know, I think, it's, I guess just to your point, when you think about the way the Spurs sort of melted down Victor really at the end of game 2 and then to a lesser degree at the end of game 1, those things happened at home. So the Knicks don't have quite that home court advantage that you might think, just for all the reasons that you said.
Joe, give me the guy outside of the main characters, Wemby, Cat, Brunson, who you feel like is going to have to be the biggest factor tonight for each of these teams.
Well, at the start of the series, I did say I thought Cat was the most important player, that he would decide this. But I do think that we have to look at Shamet for the Knicks, like what he can do off the bench and just the way that he can spread the floor for them. He's a really important player. And then on the Spurs side, I think I like Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, Bart brought this up this morning.
Yeah.
He's been a no-show. He's battling Cat. Talk about the wrestling match going on. I think he knows exactly what type of deodorant Cat wears because he's on top of his head.
But yeah, I mean, you're talking about the reigning sixth man of the year has given the Spurs a huge advantage for most of the playoffs. I think he could be an X factor tonight.
It was crazy for me because the only thing that was different from games 1 and 2 is the fact that Bridges wasn't available. You know, so you talk about Bridges going early, forces Shamet on the court early, which messes up their rotation and their flow. So then Bridges never gets in a good flow of the game. So when he gets in the second half, he's not in rhythm and he's not even warm because he set pretty much the whole first half.
Yeah.
You know, I think Bridges and I feel like unsung heroes, Dylan Harper and Castle.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like you brought in Bridges for those type of players. So not only offensively, I feel like Bridges got to, make sure that they can keep Dylan Harper in check and keep Castle in check, whenever they're not, finding a way to get Brunson on Castle.
I would say, I mean, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Game 3 was Bridges' like his first bad game since the winning streak.
Yeah.
Like he's been a main driver of all the good things that they've done. And yeah, he was. I did notice in the first half, like he had taken one shot, no points, but the Knicks were something like plus 14 for his minutes, so they were surviving that.
Yeah.
Like it caught up with them in the second half. So yes,
because you know what, Josh Hart was like, "Oh, I'm on today." So instead of passing the rock and facilitating, he wanted to shoot those threes in the second half because he was on fire like NBA Jam, right? and then Shaman could never find his groove because I feel like you extended him too far.
Yeah,
it's like Shaman's like wine; it's great in moderation. You know what I'm saying? And we had too much Shaman too early, and it didn't give us the returns we needed.
I could use a little moderation.
Hey, we appreciate you coming down and hanging out. I know it's a busy time for you, but always good to see you. Thank you.
Great to see you guys anytime I'm around.
Loving the swag, too, man. Loving the swag. You know what I mean? Like a boss right there, son. You know what I'm saying? Built for these New York streets.
Yeah, Joe Vardon of The Athletic coming by. We appreciate him, senior NBA writer for The Athletic. Hey, soccer fans, join Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg for a live broadcast presented by Milagro Tequila. It's all happening this Friday, June 12th, Plot Deutsch in Franklin Square, Long Island. Get there early, starting at 3 p.m. Grab a Milagrosa cocktail as the guys talk matchups, storylines, while you get to be a part of the live, passionate soccer atmosphere. Don't miss this special live event with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, Friday, June 12th at Plot Deutsch, Franklin Square, Long Island, all brought to you by Milagro Tequila. In moments, more sounds of the NBA Finals. Next on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their third loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA Finals. Play your game any way you want. How many points will Jalen Brunson get? How many blocks will Wemby have? How many threes will be made? Will the Knicks or the Spurs pull down more rebounds? And best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. We know some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Frontier is not only powerful and fun to drive, but it's durable too. We added the V6 engine, so when you need that power in the off-road, it's there. I know, we've tested it a lot. Now get out there and find your Frontier.
Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, Pathfinder, or Frontier, excluding S-Trim. For JD Power 2025 USIQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Frontier S-Trim 1.9% APR for 60 months at $1,748 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to in-back credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N6/30/26.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
I can't believe the deal we got on these seats for the game.
Wow, they must be pretty high up here. I think my ears just popped.
Yeah, here, put this on.
Is that an oxygen mask?
An official team oxygen mask.
Well, I can kind of see the field.
Good, your senses are still sharp. You're going to need them for phase 2 of the ascent.
Don't save money by sitting in the nosebleeds. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
ESPN New York Beach Bash is back. It is Thursday, July 2nd, Bar A, Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore. Join the Michael K. Show and Don Hahn and Rosenberg live starting at 1 p.m. And an appearance by DiPietro, Rothenberg, Bart, and myself. And more. We've got plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance. Soccer watch party. Chance to test your skills. Rick DiPietro in goal. Plus music from Surfing for Daisy, who will be playing an hour before and after the shows. It's all brought to you by Spike-Dade Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. We'll get back to some of the comments coming in on the YouTube channel. A lot of people not thrilled with the idea of getting Shamet more time and basically taking some playing time away from Josh Hart. Listen, we understand how people feel about Josh Hart. That's simply an offensive thing.
Yeah, and it's right.
And it's also Wemby.
Right, it's to be able to go at Wemby to get him tired so he doesn't have enough to finish, so he can't play the whole fourth quarter. It's just strategy. It doesn't mean that that Hart isn't going to get his same minutes. What it means is that, hey, you're going to start the game on trying to apply pressure to Wemby early. And what if Wemby gets in foul trouble like Bridges got in foul trouble? Now he's a non-factor. Now Brunson and Cat can go to work because now you're going against Cornette, which when they see him is barbecue chicken.
800-919-3776. Calls in moments. First, though, it is NBA Finals audio files.
The audio file.
Tom Bauer's here. I just told him that we would be expecting a Bauer hour later, despite the fact that the Knicks lost the other night. And I wouldn't say that he seemed a little bit thrown, but certainly there's some work to do in terms of preparing it at this point, it would seem. Is that accurate?
There's certainly some work that needs to be prepared because I didn't know if you wanted to kill it dead or not.
Why would we kill you screaming into the microphone for 90 seconds for our entertainment and having as many awkward pauses as possible?
Well, listen, I see your point, and let me raise you another one. I didn't know if this was just a winning streak thing that we were going to do, or if we're going to try and motivate the people.
But now let's see if you can get him back on the beam.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
Knicks in 4. Knicks winning it all. Knicks are going to take it to the finals.
Finding that the Yankees are clearly more important to you.
The Bauer Hour's going on. Shut up, Chris. Probably my favorite part of the Bauer Hours that I've done so far. Listen, the Bauer Hour isn't about length.
All right, Tom, floor is yours.
I'm never going to live that down. The pressure's going to be on me for the Bauer Hour later, and the pressure will be on the Knicks and the Spurs tonight to claim victory in Game 4. And the theme of the show has kind of been who's feeling the pressure tonight. Charles Barkley was asked that recently. Who do you feel like the pressure is more on?
Now the pressure switches back to the Knicks. All the pressure to me, the Spurs had to win the game. The Knicks did not have to win the game. Now I think for the Knicks, they got to come out ready to play Wednesday, because if you go back to San Antonio 2-2, it's going to be a different animal. But if they win game 4, they'll be fine.
Listen, here's the statistic, and I've been teasing it, and I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get it to you. But frankly, I just forgot. Teams that go up 3-1 in a best-of-7 series in the NBA playoffs are 288-15 in those series.
Damn.
That is a 95% winning percentage, including 37-1 in the finals. The 2016 Cavalier comeback against Golden State is the only time that a team has come back from down 3-1 in the NBA finals.
So I guess if the Spurs don't give a game away because Wemby kicks somebody in the gonads, then, we won't be trying to be the second team to come back from down,
Well, here's the other thing. When the finals have been tied 2-2, the team that has home court advantage in the series at that point, which would be the Spurs again, has a 23-9 series record. So it certainly leans in their direction. It's not as drastic as the Knicks winning this game. I don't know that I'm going to say that the Knicks are going to lose the series if they lose tonight, but I don't feel great. Like I said, I just have an image in my head of getting on that plane, going back to San Antonio, cursing yourselves out, tied up 2-2 after taking games 1 and 2 down there.
I mean, in New York, people are never used to things being easy. And, it'll be easy if they just win game 4, easy peasy. But that's usually not how things go for people that's around here, right? It's usually the hard way, right? Eli Manning, 3 wins on the road the hard way, right? Go against the hardest team in the league the hard way. So it could be just part of the course, you know what I mean? But they hopefully like in game 2, I just expected the Spurs to bounce back and win. Because that's usually how series go, right? Ebb and flows, right? And they surprised us. I'm hoping we're not surprised again by the Spurs.
Next.
Someone else that needs to bounce back is Karl-Anthony Towns, who just really didn't get it going in Game 3. We did say he was possibly the best player of the first 2 games of the finals for what he was able to do to Wemby. But, of course, as I just mentioned, Game 3 was a struggle. So, Karl-Anthony Towns, what went wrong in Game 3?
We've played defense at a high level. I thought that things that the details of the game, the details that made us special, we were too relaxed in them and we didn't execute them at the level that you guys are used to seeing. So, doing that and also just the fundamentals of what our team is and how we play, we didn't do that for 48 minutes. And it's something that has got us this 13-game winning streak, and playing around with the game against a great team, you're asking for disaster, and that's what we got.
And one of the biggest criticisms that you've been facing, Carl, is that you haven't been able to score in the fourth quarter throughout the finals. What's been going on there?
I think it's a combination. We have a game plan and we want to execute it. So just trying to execute our game plan, especially when we get in the fourth, is vital, and just doing what I can to execute it at the highest level.
Look, I'm not blaming him for not scoring in the fourth quarter. What I would say is that, again, it's not even demanding. It's just the Knicks and Carl have to be on the same page in taking advantage of matchups when he has them, and running the offense through him a lot more tonight.
I mean, I think it just makes things easier for Jalen Brunson. I think, one, we should get somebody else, whoever Wemby's checking. If Wemby's checking Josh Hart, then Josh Hart needs to bring the ball up, because Wemby's not going to pick him up full court. And then that allows Brunson, because they have 3 guys that takes turns picking up Brunson full court and being physical with him. And I don't care who you are. Like, eventually, those balls are going to come. Brunson was missing just short, just a little bit. And that usually typically happens when your legs are tired and you don't have as much lift, whether you're how great of shape you're in. And now these games have been play one day off, next day, right? Brunson's still an older player, and these guys are younger, getting up in his grill. So, Brunson's doing it every time, but they're taking turns. When they get tired, they just putting a fresh man on him.
Next.
And now let's start to hear from some of the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama, have there been any lessons that you've learned from the playoffs that you've been taking into these games?
We will see, but my bet would be yes, it's possible. And what we've learned, many things. Brace with your hands and not with your chin. Hit below the head if you do, and many other things, but most importantly, be relentless.
Listen.
See, he almost sounds like he's trolling you.
Yeah.
I might have to have like Mitch Robinson might have to come, since he likes punching things. We might have to have him come off with a Superman punch. He got the cast on. You know what I'm saying? Hit him with the Superman punch, man. Like he actively trolling you.
Yes.
Hit below the neck. Come on. Oh, see, all right. Somebody better do something. Man,
how about the old Mean Mark Callis heart punch?
Exactly. Mean Mark Ellery.
No. Mean Mark. This is the
Mean
Undertaker before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was Mean Mark Ellery.
No. It was Paul Ellering was the manager of the Road Warriors.
It was Mean Mark, though.
Yeah, it was Mean Mark. I think his name at the time was Calloway, but his real name is Calloway, but he's whatever.
Oh, so okay.
See,
Mean Mark Calloway, yeah.
Yeah.
He had the dumbass lumberjack. He had the dumb lumberjack, and he had like the MMA gloves. And he put your arm behind you and punch you in the chest.
Yeah, he would put his arm behind your head.
Yeah, he put your arm
punch
behind
you in the heart.
Yeah,
they called it the heart punch, like that was going to kill you.
Yeah, he make your heart skip a beat. He deserved to get. He damn near.
Thank God he became the Undertaker.
Yeah. We almost never made it.
He almost, actually, if you watch those stories, he almost never did.
Yeah.
Almost never did. Anyway, next.
All right, I got one more for you guys right now, and this is going to be coming courtesy of Stefan Castle. He was one of the guys who was talking before Game 3, like we felt like we could have won the first two games, and we're going to go out there and continue to be confident. And he's feeling the exact same thing after their Game 2 victory, and that the Spurs are more than capable of still winning this series.
I think everybody was feeling good. I didn't want us to get too happy about one win and get satisfied and take our foot off the gas a little bit for next game. But, I think, since the end of Game 2, we've still been confident that, we're going to win this series. And, that's what we plan to do. And I think we're very connected, as a team. And we all want to win. So, I think that's just the selflessness that runs through our locker room. And it shows every night.
I understand what Chuck was saying earlier, but when he's talking about not taking the foot off the gas, like how can you even discuss that when you're down 2-1? You can't fall down 3-1. That's why inherently it might feel differently, but there is equal amount of pressure on both the Knicks and the Spurs here to win tonight.
Of course. Because the indication is like if the Knicks win, the Spurs know that it's damn near over. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win 3 games in a row, and then if you're the Knicks, man, if you give up 2-0 and they going back home, then maybe they play better at home because now they're back home and they're in the groove, and it's like, man, they on the roll, we can't stop them.
All right, we get back to you on the phones at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Also over on the ESPN New York YouTube chat, good comments coming in. We'll work those in as well. Where does most of the pressure lie tonight? And who is the player that you're relying on the most this evening outside of Jalen? It's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Slomin's is here to change the game with their preseason super sale. They're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R45 4B systems expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right. Get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive service plan for 5 years, including annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Call Slomin's today at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their third loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, you know. It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Your New York Knicks are back in the finals, and BetMGM is here for this legendary run. Get in on the championship series with odds boosts, same-game parlay boosts, and more. Whether it's another clean sweep or Knicks in 7, BetMGM offers a star-studded lineup of markets for the finals, including live bets, props, and original bets. And if you're looking to call the shots with the same precision as the Eastern Conference champions, early cash out will be offered on select bets to give you the flexibility to take your payout early. Join the Knicks and BetMGM on this march toward a ticker tape parade. Let's go Knicks. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
This is the Michael K. Show.
For all those people that would call in and say, I don't care what he does in the regular season. I only care what he does in the postseason. Now, let's see how they do without him in the regular season and how important he is in the regular season, no matter what he does in the postseason. Because there might not be a postseason if there's no Aaron Judge and his exploits in the regular season.
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Wherever your day takes you, across New Jersey, into New York, or down to Philadelphia, New Jersey Transit gets you there. Skip the traffic and stay on track. With busy travel periods ahead, plan ahead, check schedules, and allow extra time for your trip. From work days to weekends, New Jersey Transit keeps your routine moving with reliable, convenient service. Ride smart. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
Programming alert. Tonight's Mets-Cardinals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6:30 p.m. Game 4 of the NBA Finals can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
Don't forget, Don Hahn and Rosenberg, live broadcast today. Stout, NYC, 2 blocks from the Garden, 215 West 35th Street before Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The guys are breaking it all down, talking matchups, getting you ready for tip-off. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live today. Scout NYC, starting at 3 p.m. Make sure that you get down there. Other thing, too, is, and we have mentioned this earlier, I'll mention it again, just as kind of a public service announcement. If you are going tonight, the NYPD announced earlier that there is going to be that secure zone. I think it's extending to 29th Street. Can we confirm that? The other day it was at 30. I think they're actually extending it down to 29th Street. But that is starting at 4 p.m. Same secure zone around MSG as they had on Monday. Everybody's going to be screened, and leave your bags at home, because if you have a bag, you're basically not going to see it again if you go in there. The screening sites are opening at 4:30. And today's watch party outside MSG is going to be a ticketed event. So they're going to have one on the Plaza at Plaza 33, but it is going to be a ticketed event, and attendees may only enter on the west side of 6th Avenue at West 33rd.
And you knuckleheads, it's your fault because they try to give it to you for free, but they feel like you'll act more responsibly if they make you have to pay for it.
So it's West 29th to West 35th Street is going to be the secure zone between 6th Avenue and 8th Avenue. So unless you're going to the game, restaurant or bar, or going through the train station, you should stay away. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. ESPN New York YouTube channel, 800-919-3776. We got some guys who have been waiting a while. Artie in Long Island, we appreciate the patience. Artie, what's up, dude? How are you?
How's it going, fellas?
Good. What's up, Artie?
Listen. You know, it's funny because I was listening to y'all, and I'm saying to myself, I don't think people get it. Like, people just don't get it. The name of the game is blame. That's what's going on. So let's place the blame where it should be placed. They're blaming Mike Brown for crying about fouls. Well, I saw Mitch Johnson do the same thing with Wembanyama in the Minnesota series. All right? Then I'm blaming Jalen Brunson for being soft. This is New York. You can't. I saw a 5'6" dude beat up a 6'4" dude before. You don't do that in New York. You don't allow somebody to punk you like that in New York. You just don't. You should have grabbed them up because you're the king of New York. Okay? So you could touch them. They're not going to suspend you, Jalen Brunson, if you didn't get that. Okay? And I'm also blaming Jalen Brunson for acting like he's trying to get this MVP from Cat. He came back to the Garden, and you're not passing the ball all of a sudden. It's like I don't know. I don't think Jalen Brunson is passing the ball enough. He's trying to get the MVP.
I think there's something to not passing the ball enough, but also at the same time, Artie, I don't think you could say it's because he's trying to get the MVP.
Well, Hahn addressed that, right? He said that those who know Jalen understand that that's not who he is. That's not his makeup. But he did. It is a scenario where he could have said, "Hey, man, let me be aggressive." Cat's not getting the ball much. And I'm feeling myself, especially after he went, nuclear in game 1. So, I mean, maybe he felt like I need to be aggressive, and he's in the Garden. He started feeling so. Like, we're still human, no matter how professional we are. And I'm sure Jalen, listen, Mike Brown addressed it in his comments. And if you can read through the coded messages, like the BS translator, he's basically saying we all watched Jalen dribble the basketball and the ball didn't move enough. I think point given and point received. So I don't know. Like, sometimes players think, hey, man, I got to do it myself, right? I got a good matchup, and I want to be aggressive. And, it's not up to Jalen to not realize that he has to make adjustments. We've seen Harden shoot too much. We've seen Kobe shoot too much. We've seen Jordan shoot too much, and then in games that they lost. And when you lose, then you have to answer those questions. If he would have hit all those shots, we'd have been talking about, man, he's on fire. But I don't know if it's because he wanted to be the MVP, because I think the hay's already in the barn.
No, I think it's a default setting that they fall back to sometimes when things aren't going right. That's what it feels like. That's where they're most comfortable, or he's most comfortable, and feels like he needs to go and do it. Derek in Hillside is next. ESPN New York. Derek, what's going on?
Yo, what's going on, guys? First thing first, I got to address Bart. This thing been bothering me all weekend. But Bart had a couple of days off. Bart, I can't get over when you said that Brunson is the greatest closer since Jordan. So we just going to just forget about Kobe Bryant like he wasn't doing his thing in L.A. That's the first thing I want to address.
I get it, but Kobe had Shaq. Okay, so let me respond to that, right? The statistics is what I'm talking about, and what he's done. You don't get – I mean, Kobe was the Black Mamba, but he wasn't Captain Clutch. No, that's a different thing for Kobe to have great plays. I'm talking about game on the line. He also has Shaquille O'Neal. He also has Shaquille O'Neal, probably the greatest big man to ever play. Like Brunson, we would say, is playing with a bunch of good players. And I don't think Brunson is a great player, but I think when it comes down to certain guys that when it comes to moments are able to make the big plays in the big moments. So that was me addressing that. And if you think that Kobe's a better closer, then you have to show me the games in which Kobe, I'm talking about postseason. You have to show me season games where Kobe hit the last shot. because I've seen Brunson do it, and so much so that they gave him Captain Clutch.
And also remember what the statistics are saying. That's why the discussion's being had, because when they're talking about the closing moments in the playoffs, Brunsons are right there with Jordan's. That's why the discussion's happening.
I'm not saying that he doesn't belong in that category. He does. I think he is top 5 closer that we ever seen all the time. I'm just thinking.
So if you agree with top 5,
even in those Shaq and Laker days, you got to remember. Though, in those Shaq and Lakers days, Kobe and Shaq both done laid out the game plan. Kobe, it was designed for Shaq to take over the first 3 quarters, and was designed for Kobe to take over in the fourth, and that's what Kobe Bryant did. And those matchups against Portland, Sacramento, any of those matchups you want to look at, bro. I'm just saying that.
Derek, no, hold on, Derek. I'm just gonna say this and we're gonna let you talk. If you could say that you would put Brunson in the top 5, then the top 5 we know is fluid, and I wasn't pushing Kobe down to put him up. I mean, but right now we're talking about living in the current moment, and in the current moment, like, Brunson's that guy, like, more than Shea Gilly, right? More than anybody, more than Luka. Like, he's come through. And, like, you don't get the name Mr. Big Shot as Chauncey Billups if you don't hit the big shot in the big moments, right? You don't get Dame time if it's not. So what I'm saying is Dame time and all those guys didn't really do it in the playoffs as much as Brunson has done in such a short sample size. I don't think that this is ever going to be who he isn't. He's always going to be a guy that's willing to make the big shots. Like, even like a guy that wasn't a great player, but a guy like Eli Manning, when the moments were big, he was super cool. You would never put Eli as far as one of the best quarterbacks.
No.
But as far as best big-time games, he has 2 of the biggest notches on his resume, not just for the beating the Patriots, but going to Green Bay and not throwing playoff. Joe Flacco, the same thing. So that's what I'm saying, right? So don't think that I'm trying to listen. And Kobe is a tough subject because he passed and because of the Mamba mentality and the culture in which he goes about his business.
Billy's in the truck. He's next. ESPN New York. Billy, thanks for being patient, brother. What's up?
Always appreciate you guys taking the call. But when Bin Laden been doing this the whole playoffs with OKC, and then what he did Naz Reid, and now Brunson. What I haven't heard a lot about is when Brunson went over the scores table or whatever, and then they inbounded it right after. I wasn't too sure if that was a flop or not, but another thing. And what was up with them blowing it dead when they inbounded the ball because they had 6 Spurs out there?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that have been a foul too?
It should have been a problem. It should have been a.
Yeah, that was the ball already made like 2 passes and they blew it dead. But what else can this guy get away with? Because that was, to me, that was what that laugh meant. He knows they're not gonna do nothing. He'd have to hit someone with a right hand or uppercut or something to get out. But I don't know if this happens again in Game 4, they're gonna riot out there in the streets. I don't agree with anything.
I think if it happens tonight, the Knicks will take care of it. I don't think they're going to put up with it much tonight.
Yeah.
Again, I think
because I think I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think Brunson teammates have been put on notice, man. Really,
Yeah.
this what we doing? Like this? Forget if he the best player. This ain't your guy.
Yeah.
Like this ain't your guy. You let them do this to your guy. Ain't no elbow to this dude's ribs later in the game. Ain't no nothing. Ain't no get. This what we doing? Okay, Brunson. I guess you by yourself, dog. So guess what? If that same energy comes to you or somebody else, don't help them. And then now you're going to get a separate. Either we together or we not. Like, yo, we don't – come on, man. Like, if we saw a 7'4" dude push a 6'2" dude on the streets, we'd be like, damn, man, hey, bro, back up, big dog. That ain't cool. You going to let him do it to your guy specifically? And you a goon? Or you supposed to be the big man? You the big man, right? Hockenport, you the big man? And that's what you do. If it's a little dude, you want Brunson to handle it, right? You a big man, be a big man. But now y'all looking real weak. Talk about soft. That's being real soft. You let a Frenchman, bro. You let the big baguette. We talk about the big bodega or the bodega. You let the big baguette come in here and punk your goon.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
The Knicks
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their third loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, you know. It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA Finals. Play your game any way you want, and best of all, with FanDuel, you're going to get paid instantly when you win. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA Finals. Play your game any way you want, and best of all, with FanDuel, you're going to get paid instantly when you win. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hosting this summer? Reach for Milagro, made with 100% blue agave and designed to bring out the freshest margaritas. It's the easy upgrade your guests will taste. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Please enjoy Milagro responsibly.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Kansas is offering 10% off qualifying Pella projects and 50% off qualifying Pella installations. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends June 30th, 2026.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
I'll tell you, if they don't win now, with this little piece of news, I don't know when they're going to win. It's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Halftime tonight, Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan. I wonder if they're going to play the last one, the last Chambers. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with.
You can't lose.
Hey, listen, shout out
to
Method Man. You know what I'm saying? I put him in the Jets Hall of Fame like 2 years ago or maybe last year. I don't know. They all run together. Put him in the Jets Hall of Fame, man. Huge
I think it was
Jet
last
fan.
year because I remember that.
He does a lot of voiceover work for the Jets and stuff like that, man. Like, he shows up for us. You know what I'm saying?
Supposed to Chuck the other night. I don't think it's Cardi B. It's Cardi D's.
Yeah. Only Chuck, man. Like, I wish one day, that's my goal, one day to have as much rope as Chuck.
Are you kidding? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about on the national. I want to be able to go and get up and say what Chuck say.
All right. Well, when exactly have you been inhibited here that I can't say that?
I feel like y'all got.
When I turn to you and say certain things that you can't say that,
I feel like y'all got.
What has happened to you?
I feel like y'all got shackles on me like Django, man. I want the Charles Barkley liberation.
I actually asked somebody this question recently, and we'll get to the Power Hour in a sec. Don't worry. I actually asked somebody this question recently. Do you aspire to be one of those guys like Bart who can just say whatever they want, and somebody will just say, "Oh, that's just Bart."
I worked hard to get to this
Basically, like
point.
Don Rickles. You can say whatever you want, and they're like, "That's just him."
I worked hard to get to this point. Like, this is like pushing the envelope, like, year by year, just a little bit, where, like, you got to brand people to say, hey, man, like, he going to say good, entertaining stuff.
Yes.
And sometimes you may go a little too far, but I found a way not to go too far. Like, they told me the 7 words I couldn't say, like George Carlin. You know what I'm saying? And I know that the things that you used to be able to say, Trop of Thunder style, that you can't say anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tamed, but, one day I'm going to be unchained like Django for real. Whipping white people.
I'm assuming that will be the day that I'm out of work. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. It is noon, and that means what?
It's the Power Hour. No specific number, just saying the hour.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Man, I got a messed up crown, too, man. Like, after getting my teeth pulled, now I got a crown that I got to go back to the dentist for.
I tell you.
The third one on the same tooth. And the thing is, I ever tell you how I broke this damn tooth? I did, right? Let me tell the world how I broke this tooth. One day I was working for CBS, right? And I was doing the NFL Today or whatever that show was called back in the day, right? So I go in there, and they got salad. I was like, I like salad. It's this time for lunch. We just did the beginning of the show. We about to watch the games. I go in there and I put all the lettuce in there. I'm like, I'm going to eat healthy, right? I'm going to put my little salad on there. I put my dressing on there. I take a bite, and I feel the biggest crunch I ever tasted in my life. And I can feel a piece of my tooth now moving. Not the front tooth or chip. Yeah. I'm talking about my big-ass tooth, the back.
That's a bad feeling.
And it's in the back. And I'm reaching the back there with my tongue. Somebody put a damn non-pitted olive in the damn salad. Who puts non-pitted olives in the salad? Everything in the salad is crunchy. You mean to tell me I got to chew my lettuce and then softly chew my olive? The dumbest thing I ever heard in my life, man. I should have sued them.
Let's put it on the poll.
If I knew I was going to get fired, I should have sued them.
On the ESPN New York YouTube channel, here it is, Tom. Who puts non-pitted olives in a salad? That would be today's poll question.
That's stupid because, like, when you chew on the salad, you get a bite.
Yeah.
You're expecting to just bite.
This is why I try to tell you, nothing good comes from salad. Nothing.
You're right.
Exactly.
Empty calories. It ain't nothing but water anyway.
Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. It's Game 4 tonight. The numbers say that if the Knicks win tonight, they're going to get it done. And those numbers are this. You go up 3-1 in a best-of-7 series in the NBA playoffs, those teams that have gone up 3-1 are 288-15. That is a 95% winning percentage. And in the NBA Finals, those teams are 37-1. The only team that's ever done it, that has ever come back from down 3-1 in the Finals, was the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers against Golden State with LeBron. So if that's the case, this is, but meanwhile, you go down, you let the first 2 games disappear on you after you won, and you go to San Antonio. That is a kick in the pants. I still think there's a ton of pressure on both teams tonight, but that is a sad little plane ride getting on the private jet and heading down to San Antonio if you lose tonight, and it's a 2-2 series after you're up 2-0 on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about, deflating. You look at yourself like, man, look at the opportunity we just let get away from us. But then you have to regroup if that was to happen and say, hey, it only compounds, it only becomes a story if we don't win the series. And this is a mature group that has collective experiences with each other. They have to be the more mature crowd. They have to understand that this team has never been in deep water. This is their first time together. You see their immaturity show in the second game, you have to make sure that any mistakes that they make, you capitalize on. But to do that, you got to make sure that you don't make the mistakes.
Listen, they are too much of an emotionally mature team to let what happened the other night happen again. And I do think there were times at the beginning of the game, certainly, where the enormity of what was going on and all of the buildup to it certainly got to them a little bit in that first quarter. But point is, you bounce back. You had a massive second quarter. You were up 7 at the half. There's no excuse for losing that game.
You know, one thing about big leads, to come back from big leads, it takes an extremely amount of energy, more energy than the person that you're going against. And what happens is you just don't have enough to go. If they punch back, you've just expended so much energy that you end up not having the legs like Brunson had. And what happens when you lose focus? Fatigue makes cowards of us all. And I know that we would think that Brunson got back in, he got his rest, but because he had to expend so much energy and the team had to expend so much energy, that when you come down to the final moments, you turn the ball over if you're Brunson. Then you try and dribble the ball in the crowd and it's 4 people and you lose the ball and Castle picks it up. So that's what happened. So the key is not to have to expend extra energy to get back because you don't get in a big hole. Like, it's tough when you come back from these big leads. You have these big, almost insurmountable leads, and then you got to come back and try and fight. It works against lesser opponents like the Cavs, where at the end of the game you can find a way. Let's just exploit James Harden because he can't play defense. This team don't have that, so you can't have moments and lapses in your play where you just play bad basketball. You have to play a consistently solid game, and you got to have higher peaks and lower valleys.
There are the complaints about the fact that Wemby did not have his foul upgraded to a flagrant from the other night, that they actually did call it a foul.
Even if it's a flagrant, what happens? Like, it just
add another point if it's a flagrant one, and you get closer to a possible suspension. That's at 4 points.
Man, it's the finals. He's going to get 2 flagrants, and come on, man. Who cares? It has no effect at this point. Even if they upgrade it, he's not going to get another one.
Well, they weren't going to upgrade it. That wasn't going to happen. He would have had to have thrown a punch for it to have gotten upgraded.
It's a push.
Yeah.
It looks weird because the dude got like arms like Dazum from Street Fighter. So like it just looks weird. But at the end of the day, it's a push. It's not a punch. It's open hand. It's contact and extension.
Does whoever win this game tonight win the series?
I believe so.
Why?
Because I think the momentum is going to be so big in the other way. And I think if the Knicks win, I think that the young crowd is going to start listening to, hey, man, nobody's ever come back. And if the Knicks go in the following game and just play, I think they'll go down with a fight, but they'll go down. Now, if the Knicks lose, then the Spurs are going to say, listen, we told you we're the better team. We just made some silly mistakes. It's more about us. We can win all 4 of these guys, right? And we're going back home. And then just sometimes, when you look at on the road, everybody played well, whether it was Josh Hart, whether it was Shamet. Eventually that 85% from Shamet was going to come back down. That was unreal.
Of course.
And that's why averages are averages, not because guys don't go on these crazy streaks, but we believe that it's the statistics are usually going to normalize and come back.
A couple of the comments coming in on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Number one, Bart, this is from Arturo. I'm Mexican. We use jalapenos and serrano peppers in our salads. Thoughts on that?
Do they have seeds? Listen, bro, I'm fine. Serrano peppers, all that. I'll take all that. Just don't put no damn seed in there, and I'm unaware, and I just sit up and take a bite, and I break my damn tooth.
Brian Hurdle. Bart, you're too rich to have a cheap dentist.
I don't have a cheap dentist. That's the whole crazy thing. I don't have a cheap dentist. That's the whole thing.
It may not be cheap, but maybe we need to look at changing things up a little bit.
He just put it. Listen, this, like I said, this is the third one because I had I told you on the top, I had a tooth that had a nice point. I think I must grind. So listen, I don't know if y'all ever looked at my face, looked at either looked here at this muscle when I bite down,
right side of his head,
or how strong my jaw is.
Right cheek.
I got to bite like a hyena. You know what I'm saying? So, I must.
I don't even know what a hyena bites like.
It has one of the strongest bites in nature, right? So Yeah, you can learn all kind of.
So if you bite somebody, you ain't letting go.
Yeah, if I bite somebody, the flesh is coming with it.
Have you ever bitten anybody?
Nah, that's soft. I've been bitten. I had a guy in a rear naked choke. I had a guy in a choke, and he bit me and was scratching me on my side.
That was not in a game.
No. He's like, help, like shut up. Help me. He started like biting, and then he's scratching my side and my hip. A gang fight I had when I was in back in Detroit back in the day.
You can't bite anybody.
It was legendary.
You cannot bite anybody.
And he called me out too. That's the crazy part. So this is crazy, right? Like I used to live on the street where it was a gang or whatever. So like my cousins and stuff were all involved in it. But usually the athletes get a pass, right? So I walked through the gang territory. So I guess one day they decided to have a fight, and they fight, right? And the guys just calling people out, right? I'm just down there to make sure my cousins are safe. And so dude called me out. I want to fight Bart. I'm like, what? Like, first of all, like, I ain't even in this. But second of all, like, what kind of hostility you have against me? He must be because he was jealous because I was popular. But that's the crazy part. We used to play on the same team.
Yeah.
Oh, so this coming from somewhere.
Okay.
Man, hit him with a 13-piece biscuit. You know what I'm saying? You know when you beat somebody's ass so bad, they can't do nothing but run towards you and just grab you. So he tried to grab me and tackle me when I was hitting him with the 13-piece. And then, like somebody come, I got him in the rear naked choke, so he was going to sleep. And he started biting me and scratching me. Yeah, I can't breathe. Then go to sleep, and I'll let you go. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight it. Just go to sleep. Let the darkness come, brother.
Let the arms do their work.
Yes.
Jose in Connecticut on ESPN New York. Jose, what's up, baby?
Yo, my man. Listen, Bart, I'm happy you got that Knicks hat, man.
No doubt.
I wanted to say two things, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I want to say two things to see if y'all agree, man. The first one, because just as the conversation you're having, I feel like the league got to be careful because we all see it. Like, let's just call it what it is. Wemby's the new golden boy. They're going to protect him.
Correct.
But you got to be careful because if you could keep protecting them too much like you're doing now, they're going to turn against somebody that did SGA.
Yeah.
SGA was a darling 2 years ago in the Thunder. Now everybody hates him. You got to be very careful. You're doing it is too noticeable. You got to be organic. You can't do this, and the fans are not stupid, you know? So whatever, it is what it is. But they got to be careful.
But Jose, the thing is, like, they know that he has a whole country behind him. And the thing is, and the crazy thing is, I think Wemby liked being the bad guy.
Oh, I definitely think Wemby likes being the bad guy.
I think that he wants to try and be something different because everybody think that, baguettes and crepes are soft. And so he's trying to act like oh, no, I'm the alien. I'm the new Frenchman. I'm not Rudy Gobert. Draymond Green ain't going to get me in no headlock. You know what I'm saying? He do that. He trained with the monks. I can imagine Draymond Green doing that, right? And him kicking Draymond in the chest like when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was fighting on that Bruce Lee movie. You know what I'm saying? So I think he liked being the villain.
The big baguette had me laughing, man. That's a good one, bro. I got to give it to you. But also, with the Knicks, man, like, I feel like, I'm not as worried about as everybody's kind of freaking out after one loss. Like, we got punched in the mouth by the Hawks, and it was the same conversation. And that forced the Knicks to toughen up a little bit. And what I feel like is Brunson, and I wonder how you feel, Bart, because you're an athlete. Like, I feel like as a leader, they've kind of been, like, trying to do this whole we're not phased act. But at some point, a team is going to test you enough. Well, you got to now. They're not being soft. To me, it's like Brunson's be like, oh, I'm not phased. No. Now it's time, like Alvarado said, toughen up a little bit because now these young kids are trying to punk you. Just like when your kid gets taller than you want to punk you, got to let them know, like, no. Listen up, young fella. Nah, it's going to stop, you know?
What's that Kevin Hart clip when they would say, oh, what, you about 6'7", 6'8"? Ah, so you think you ready, huh?
Talking about his son?
Yeah. Like, you about 6'3", 6'4"? Oh, okay. So, did you think that's going to help you? You know what I'm saying? But, like, the thing is, Brunson ain't no punk, right? Brunson been, like, putting his shoulder in guys' chest the entire series. What I'm saying is what makes the Knicks soft is the fact that nobody had an issue. And maybe they didn't see it all. But they had to see the replay when you complain because they tried to they just tried to get it upgraded, right? Then they go review it.
Listen, they saw the replay during the game.
Right. So the crazy part is nobody did nothing. Like, I know Anunoby is a soft. Anunoby reminds me of DeBrickashaw. Real quiet, understated, goes about his business, not a trash talker. But Brick wouldn't let that happen to Nick. He wouldn't let that happen to Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? And Brick is quiet just like him. I'm surprised, like, because, like, listen, like, OG ain't no little dude. like somebody shoot this dude a bow. Or like what we used to do, like we run by and stick the chicken wing out. Like say you running by, you running through a pick or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like for us, if we running through and like it's like a little chip, like you just stick your elbow out. Just catch that bottom rib. You running by, you just catch that rib. And it's so subtle because like you running, but you got your elbow catched out a little bit. Let him see what that stomach. Remember when the dude elbowed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the stomach and he curled over and he couldn't catch his breath and then he went down there and punched him right in the face?
Yeah.
Like you need to catch Wemby with one of them elbows to his rib or his stomach. Like when you running through, like or running around a pick or something like that, and he's in close proximity, you just the tip of your elbow right there, right to that side. You either catch his hip where it's gonna be jacked up, or you catch him right in that stomach and he gonna curl up. He gonna fold like a bad tent, and then that's message sent. And if you want smoke after that, you want to run up, we can do that too. Because no matter what, anybody on the Knicks starting lineup that gets thrown out in a 1-for-1 for Wemby,
it's a win.
Advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's advantage Knicks.
Yeah.
So if you hit him with that and he hits you back, then you can punch him back in his face and y'all both get thrown out. Yeah. Win. Yeah. It's a win.
Even if it's Jalen.
Yes, it don't even matter. It is a total win.
800-919-3776. Danny in Long Island is next. ESPN New York. Danny, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. What do you got?
I need the spirit of Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, Xavier McDaniel in the Knicks tonight because
you need Chris
you can't
Childs.
let the Spurs come here. You can't let the Spurs come in here and bully you. And I personally hate when Knicks fans come down so hard on Brunson whenever the Knicks lose. But when he plays the same way and they win, he's a god of the city. Like, the Spurs are blessed to have Fox. They have Harper. They have Castle as point guards, you know. They're able to split the weight of having to bring the ball up, facilitate, run an offense. On the Knicks, especially in the starting lineup, Brunson's the only guy that could do that. And you guys were just talking about energy. He's wasting energy. On top of them being physical, he's having to bring the ball up.
Yep.
They're getting into their offense with like 12, 13 seconds left on the clock. Like, you have to have another guard with Brunson on the floor, like an Alvarado, a Clarkson.
But Danny,
if McHale's not giving you anything, I'm sorry. Go Bart.
But Danny, the issue is, like, if Wemby's going to be the guy that's checking Hart's not a great ball handler like Scottie Pippen wasn't a great ball handler, but you can do that because Wemby's not going to pick him up full court because he's going to be too damn tired to try and get in a position and cut off Hart in angles. So how about Hart just bring the ball up and then Brunson comes off a pin down and then he gets the ball and you facilitate the offense that way. We've seen that before.
That's exactly how they should do it because you want Brunson to have energy and gas those last 8-9 minutes of a game.
Correct.
If he's getting bumped, if he's getting grabbed, if he's getting shoved in the face, if he's getting tossed by Castle, by the time the end of the game comes, he's exhausted. And I feel like that's why his shooting numbers are so low right now. It's like he's wasting too much energy. And even last playoff run, you had the Pistons who had Schroeder to help Cunningham out. You had McConnell to help.
I absolutely agree, Danny, that part of it is they are running the guy ragged. That's very clear.
Yeah, and Bridges not a great ball handler either.
No, but there was even one point, I said this yesterday, where they had Alvarado playing with Brunson at the same time, and he was bringing the ball up the court.
But then defensively, with all the size that the Spurs have.
I'm not saying you do that a lot.
Yeah, now you got two short guys going in, and now they got matchups. And I know Alvarado's a little scrappy, but Dillon and Castle big as hell.
No, my point is that's how they were down to that to try to help out Brunson in that situation. 800-919-3776. Game time. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 1:10 Yankees on the road facing the Guardians. 7 o'clock, Mets host the Cardinals. Coverage begins on 1050 ESPN, starting at 6:30. And at 8:30, it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Knicks and Spurs at Madison Square Garden. Coverage begins on 880 ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app beginning at 7 p.m. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Next, it's Lewis in South Florida on ESPN New York. Lewis, what's up, baby? How are you?
Doing good. Enjoying the show. You know how the NBA said they were going to review the play that Brunson, but on Wemby.
Yeah.
He did the same thing on game 2 against Alvarado. So it's the second offense. And I knew at that point they was not going to do nothing. Exactly. So this is just repetitive.
Well, it's twofold. Number one, it's against Brunson, so people are actually paying attention. And number two, I don't know that the one the other day was as egregious as the one against Brunson, but they're not going to upgrade that unless it is brutally flagrant.
They don't want to be involved in. They don't want to be involved.
I understand
in
that.
Games. You know what I mean? But that's so. If it's twice, right? Why wouldn't his teammates?
That's the second time. Why did the team didn't do anything?
My point.
You know
That's what I'm saying. Like, why? That's my point. Why didn't the team do something?
Because everybody's watching the film.
Well, I think if anything happens tonight, there's a chance it would get ugly because the Knicks are going to respond if there's anything that is even remotely untoward. And I don't expect them, and nor do I think that they should run the goons out there early in the game to immediately respond. I think it's the wrong mindset.
If something happened, it'd be as soon as it happened, subbing 2 goons, bah, yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, all
Here
right.
comes Huck Porty.
Yup, Huck Porty. I want him out there like Street Fighter. I want him out there like Ken and Ryu.
Frankie, Carphone, next, ESPN New York. Frankie, what's up, baby? How are you?
Hey, guys, good afternoon. I was actually agreeing with Bart, and you guys are actually taking the words out of my mouth about get the goon out. You know what? Bring out a goon, elbow him in the ribs, and show him what's up.
Yeah, he brought the goons out. Remember in the last series, he brought the goons out, whispered in their ear, and they went out there and hit old boy in the back while he wasn't even looking.
I just don't want to get too caught up in that unless something new happens.
No, but we're going to get caught up in it. We're gonna let them know it ain't. Look, and you the young team, too? You trying to punk the OGs? Oh, hell no. This supposed to be New York. If you're going to represent the city, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Now, we can do this the easy way, we can do this the hard way. I'm out there like Fleece Johnson, the booty man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I like you and I want you.
Your response, Frankie.
Well, another thing. How come? Why isn't these games put on there's not 4K being shown? You got the big mouse that owns this company. They can't show these games in 4K.
I didn't even know the game was not available in 4K.
You sure?
None of the games are.
You sure that's not your TV?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I rarely watch it in 4K.
What's the difference?
I can't tell the difference between 4K and
then I'm
HD.
I'm up in like 1,000 or something like that on my TV, and I don't know how to go back when I want to go to my other channels.
I don't know. Ray, do you ever watch anything in 4K? Do you ever notice anything?
No, I don't watch anything enhanced anyway. Normally,
you don't even have HD.
You got no D.
What do you got? Rabbit ears?
He got SD. SD is the one that's underneath HD, right? You got SD.
Yeah. It's like a black and white TV that I choose.
Tom, do you watch anything in 4K or no?
Unless movies come in 4K when I'm at like AMC or something like that, then yes. Otherwise, I can't afford a 4K TV. What do I look like?
Tom at home with 3D glasses watching a regular TV thinking it's going to change something.
Well, we're going to give Tom a chance at redemption with the Bauer Hour. See if he can piece it together here. Tom, we have a little nozzle situation, too. What's going on there? We didn't talk about that.
I mean, we have some nozzles if you want to get into it. If you want to keep the
maybe
Knicks
an abbreviated nozzle after your Bauer Hour, and as many more calls as we can on this. I don't know if you know this big game 4 tonight. 800-919-3776. This July 16th through the 19th, the biggest weekend in sports takes over New York City, and Fanatics Fest NYC puts you at the center of it all. The world's #1 sports fan festival returns to the Javits Center with 500-plus athletes, celebrities, and sports legends all under one roof. Get closer than ever with autographs and photo ops, live panels and podcasts, exclusive merch drops, the tailgate zone, rare collectibles, and nonstop action across every major league. Enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets in the ESPN New York app. Find the contest tile to submit your entry. And don't forget, Mets later today. Mets Cardinals tonight on 1050 ESPN. Pregame starting at 6:30. Game 4 NBA Finals, Knicks Spurs on 880 ESPN New York. Tip-off at 8:30. Pregame starting at 7. And all of the games can be streamed with the ESPN New York app. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Who's got the most pressure on them tonight to win a Game 4? Is it the Knicks not going back to San Antonio at 2-2 after winning the first two games? Or is it the Spurs falling behind 3-1? 800-919-3776.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their third loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, you know. It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Your New York Knicks are back in the finals, and BetMGM is here for this legendary run. Get in on the championship series with odds boosts, same-game parlay boosts, and more. Whether it's another clean sweep or Knicks in 7, BetMGM offers a star-studded lineup of markets for the finals, including live bets, props, and original bets. And if you're looking to call the shots with the same precision as the Eastern Conference champions, early cash out will be offered on select bets to give you the flexibility to take your payout early. Join the Knicks and BetMGM on this march toward a ticker tape parade. Let's go Knicks. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
This is the biggest game at Madison Square Garden since the Rangers Game 7 of 1994.
Now the pressure switches back to the Knicks.
This is what we talk about ad nauseum. What would you do if? Would you give up this? This is it. Tonight is that game.
If you go back to San Antonio 2-2, it's going to be a different animal.
If they win this game tonight, you'd be hard-pressed to think they don't win the series.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Programming alert. Tonight's Mets-Cardinals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6:30 p.m. Game 4 of the NBA Finals can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
Professional Power Plays brought to you by Propane.
Okay, team, America's energy security is on thin ice. Overburdened electric grid, rising costs, severe weather. You could stick with the grid and ride it out, do nothing and hope the problems go away, or here's your power play. Propane. Affordable, abundant, safe. Propane is reliable energy even when the grid isn't. Advantage Propane.
Learn more at propane.com/powerplay.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
ESPN New York YouTube channel, 800-919-3776. Dave in Brooklyn says, send in Sohan to get a tech.
Listen, what we don't talk about is Sohan wins the championship regardless. We really haven't been talking about that. So,
well, if he, I mean, will Sohan, he actually get a ring from them? I don't know if he
does.
Will
No, he wins regardless.
Oh, my God.
It's certified. He wins because he played 29 games for them. So he gets when players get traded, they get a ring if that person plays. It just so happens that both of the teams are playing against each other, so he wins regardless. So do he really want to go out there for them to put some type of fake Cuban zirconias in his ring and give him a fake bad ring? You know what I'm saying? So he's probably trying to stay neutral. Like when two of your friends fighting, you're like, man, that's between y'all, bro. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I go up there and take Wemby out. They going to take my ring. They going to call me to the ring ceremony. Somebody going to take me out.
Primo Sabe, pressure is actually on the Knicks to not lose home court. Understood the Spurs don't want to fall behind 3-1. Listen, I won't argue that. That would wipe out what you did in getting the first two games as you did. And then you're going and you're playing 2 out of 3 with 2 of them on the road. And it's not an ideal scenario. I would argue that is not a plane ride that you want to take if you're the Knicks. Because then all of the momentum is shifted back to the Spurs, and that's a scary proposition. Like, I was surprised when we had Joe Vardon in earlier. He sat here and said, I could see the Spurs winning the next 2 and then the Knicks coming back and winning games 6 and 7. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's going along.
Because it's about adjustments, right?
Yeah.
And he also said one of the adjustments could be Shamet into the starting lineup so that, Wemby can't get a vacation from defense, and he's just helping being the cleanup man. He actually has to be an active participant.
All right. Tom's here. We had the Bauer Hour the other day. It obviously didn't work with what happened.
And you know what I want to blame that for, Chris?
What's that?
Because you interrupted in the middle of the Bauer Hour last time. I think you're the one who kind of thrown off the vibes there.
Blame it on the president. Let's say it was the president that did it, and it threw off your vibe.
That the Yankees are clearly more important to you.
The Bauer Hour's going on. Shut up, Chris.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Got ugly.
Sound like you let your chickpeas drop.
Well,
we'll just blame it on the president, and it threw off the whole mojo because of the we didn't have the watch party.
Yeah.
Right? And guys were isolated, so we couldn't get the vibe to circle around because guys had to stay in the suites. They couldn't walk around. They couldn't move around freely, so it didn't spread the love collectively.
The guys in the suites, that was the problem.
They couldn't go to other suites and go visit people. Like, if I was there, I wouldn't be able to go from there to the Powell suite, go holler at my peoples, come back down. That's all part of it, man. It changed the routine. Because one thing we know that we had the Bauer Hour, we had the watch party out, and so all things were there, and the president disrupted it, so it threw out the feng shui, right?
Feng shui.
Feng shui.
Feng shui.
Throughout the feng shui.
Feng shui.
It threw out the feng shui. It threw out the feng shui. So it was the Bauer Hour.
Spelled feng shui,
because the Bauer Hour without the president in there is 100% without But the only thing is, we got the watch party back. It's just gonna be ticketed people, but they still there. So the energy is going to be illuminated from the Bauer Hour.
So let's turn to our white correspondent, Tom. Bart blames the president for everything from what happened the other night. You've got the Bauer Hour. Your thoughts?
I think that's what Bart was trying to say there.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Tom. Bauer Hour is yours.
Let's do it. Hit the corn. Are you ready again, Knicks fans? The San Antonio Spurs are here in town to play the New York Knicks in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Victor Wembanyama, not Wembanyama. Oh, the golden boy of the NBA. He's going to keep swinging on the Knicks because, that's what Wembrats do. But guess what?
Wembrat?
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The Knicks will hit him right back where it truly hurts. The mind and the heart. The Knicks are going to come out tonight with a vengeance. Defend their home court. Defend the city's heart and soul, Madison Square Garden. Once the Knicks defend their home tonight, they're one step closer to ending it all for the Spurs. Remember, Victor, taking the L hurts more than a bruise ever will. The Knicks will win it all.
You like that, brother? Okay, I'm with that. Okay, I mean, you
Wembrat?
He's being a punk.
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10 on that kind of a nickname, though.
It kind of reminds me of Rembrandt, like the artist. I like that. I like your play on words. I can't be mad at that.
Wembrat?
Yeah, that's not a Rembrandt reference. He was going for something and missed.
And it got caught in his vocal cords.
You ever notice how much he likes to say San Antonio?
Yeah, he does. San Antonio.
You know what? I understand, Tom. That's your filler word. That allows him to think about it because he's going too fast, so that's his safe word. You know how when I first got on,
I think there's a difference between a crutch word and a safe word.
You said pineapples. That's true. I used to be like when I was trying to feel, I'd be like. They were like, bro, you gotta stop saying like. Like. Yours is San Antonio. As I think about what I'm going to say clever in between that, it gives me 2 seconds to let my brain keep up with my words.
Are these scripted or not?
I've started to jot down notes.
It's an outline?
Like an outline
Bullet
of what
points?
I generally want to hit upon, so that way we don't have any more incidents of what happened during the Cleveland series. We're getting ready for the Knicks to sword fight with the Cavs. Listen, the Bauer Hour isn't about length. Yeah, those are what I'm referring to.
Ching, ching. Ching, ching.
Oh, Tom. That was solid. I was solid. All I'm looking for is the energy, and you bring the energy. That's what I love.
That's all I can do.
Do you have anything like? Do you now feel it in your voice?
It doesn't
that
have
you
to be
did
low.
it.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I think the voice was already starting to go away, like today.
Need some of this honey citrus mint tea.
Yeah, that Manuka honey, as you always say.
Yeah. Okay. Bauer ready for the snot show later, apparently.
That was a legendary show.
Let's see here. Snot was the name of the band? Snot?
Oh, that's right. Snot and Seven Dust was with them.
Well, yeah, I don't remember that. Petey, tough critic. This Bauer Hour sucks, man.
Oh, it sucks to be you, Petey. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Listen, you can hate. Listen, you can hate all you want.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I did.
Tell them
and
to do
I
it.
did a damn good job.
Tell them to do it.
Steve Flores, LFG Bauer, LFG.
There you go.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. I don't know if we're going to get to the I think we're probably going to have to punt on the nozzle today because we got to give you as many chances as we can to get in on the show before the end of the show. Keister coming up top of the hour, Game 4 tonight. Who's got the most pressure on him? Bart, Carlin, ESPN New York. Now, want to remind you, New York, that you need to hear this. This summer, all lines lead to Champs Sports Fan Central Station. It's a soccer pop-up shop right in the heart of New York City, 125 West 33rd Street. It is the soccer destination in New York. Jerseys for every national team that you ride with. USA, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, and way more, all under one roof. And now, Fan Central Station just got even bigger. Through the finals, Champs has brought Knicks gear into the space too, turning it into the ultimate soccer and Knicks destination just steps from Madison Square Garden. So if you want to gear up, rep your country, rep your city, feel the energy of the city, Champs Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street. That's where you need to be. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
Wednesday with Don Hahn and Rosenberg. The show's live at Stout NYC ahead of Game 4 of the NBA Finals.
Now the pressure switches back to the Knicks. They got to come out ready to play.
Monica McNutt stops by at 4:30 to discuss what the Knicks need to do to get back on track.
This is the biggest game at Madison Square Garden since the Rangers Game 7 of 1994.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg live from Stout NYC. Today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA Finals. Play your game any way you want. How many points will Jalen Brunson get? How many blocks will Wemby have? How many threes will be made? Will the Knicks or the Spurs pull down more rebounds? And best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. Minimum $5 wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people or dogs are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch. I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Sure, keeping things casual has its time and place. But sometimes simply playing to have fun isn't enough. So when you're looking for a way to up the ante, try these 5 simple words. Play you for an ultra? That always seems to do the trick. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their 3rd loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an iconic player, you know. It's not going to be easy.
NBA Finals Game 4 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Kansas is offering 10% off qualifying Pella projects and 50% off qualifying Pella installations. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends June 30th, 2026.
Programming alert. Tonight's Mets-Cardinals game can be heard on 1050 ESPN at 6:30 p.m. Game 4 of the NBA Finals can be heard on 880 ESPN New York at 7 p.m. And all games can be streamed on the ESPN New York app.
Let's roll. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. ESPN New York YouTube channel. People genuinely worried about Tom and about his voice and if he's going to be able to speak later on.
Yeah, you know how singers get nodes on their vocal cords because they're stressing their voice?
Tom's got the Adele thing.
Yeah, he got the Adele throat.
You don't want to do that. That's not going to be fun. Mets and Knicks fans. Let's see here. No, I don't want to read that one. Why is it that the producer does this read on other shows but not this one? Let Tom make a fool out of himself doing a read. No, there's no need for that. I think we hear from Tom an adequate amount. I think that's about right. We try not to. Here's the thing. You don't want to oversaturate Tom to the audience. I think Tom comes in, at best, in doses that I think suit the audience right where it is right now.
Like red wine. Great in moderation.
800-919-3776. Ian is up next on ESPN New York. Ian, what's going on? Ian!
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good, you?
Hey, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm great.
All right.
Hey, listen, I agree with you. And I agree with Bart. It's all about the execution. Wemby is an alien. We all know that. So the way you beat an alien is you take out a spawn. You don't attack Wemby. You take out Castle. You take out what's your chin beard there, Champagne.
Yeah.
You know, you let Clark and Alvarado handle them. Now Wemby's got to take on all 5 of the Avengers by himself. That's how you handle that, prick. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
Listen,
yeah, easy on that one.
And you just hope that Wemby doesn't say, "You guys thought you can escape me." But where did that get you? Right back to me. I'm inevitable. Like Thanos. You know what I'm saying? I was about to go into my Thanos thing, but you cut me off, but it's all right.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I got into the gambling mood all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then you know how I get when that
What's
happens.
the over-under if it's a flagrant foul on Wemby? Can we bet on that?
I don't know if we can. I'm sure somewhere you can. Knicks are 2.5-point favorites tonight.
2? Listen, that's a pick 'em, bro.
Yeah.
When I hear that, that's a pick 'em.
And overall in the series, they are a -180 favorite. So still a pretty sizable favorite. And the most likely scenario is the Knicks win in 6, which I would remind you is something that we have a wager on right now. That we bet the Bart money in the Bart fine jar on the Knicks winning in 6. By the way, I should mention this one more time just for those people who are going to be in the area tonight, especially for those people who are going to Scout later on today to check out the DHR show. Those guys will be there again. Don Hunter Rosenberg Scout on 33rd Street, or 35th Street, excuse me. 35th? 35th. Later on today. I could just read the copy, and find out for sure which street it's on. Don Hunter Rosenberg, live at 215 West 35th Street. There you go. So here's the deal for later on today. We've got the same zone extended a little bit as far as what you can get in and out of. You cannot drive between 29th and 36th Street and 6th and 8th Avenue starting at 4 p.m. That same secure zone. You're going to have to be screened to be able to walk in there. And you get there early. You got to leave your bags at home. No bags are going to be allowed. And the watch party will be outside the Garden tonight, but it is a ticketed event. And attendees can only enter on the west side of 6th Avenue at West 33rd Street. So keep all of that in mind later on today. 800-919-3776. Andre is up next on ESPN New York. Dre, what's up?
What's going on, Bart? What's up, Carlin?
What up?
I got a question. Not much, man. What do you guys think about Mike Brown putting Alvarado in the backcourt with Brunson just to help with the ball handling?
You can do it some to take some of the pressure off him bringing the ball up the floor, but you can't do it a ton because of the size.
Well, yeah, remember that makes you extremely small. That makes you Dame, Dollar, and McCollum without the offense.
Right. Okay, I agree with you on that. Even Tyler Colin, because when we won the World Cup, Tyler Colin was in the game.
We can't.
Clarkson was in the game.
Listen, Dre, I understand. The NBA Cup is not the same thing as.
Yeah, this a
I can't get to Tyler Kolek here, guys.
You can't get him minutes and take minutes
It's
from
the
Hart.
freaking finals, all right? If Huck Party's on the floor, he's out there to knock somebody out. That's it. Tyler Kolek, no offense to Tyler Kolek. He's getting a ring here, all right? If the game comes down to Tyler Kolek, something has gone wrong.
The entire
something has gone horribly.
When Tyler Kolek.
I thought this was interesting, by the way. I meant to play this from Wendy earlier on Unsportsmanlike about Mike Brown and his comments to the refs the other day and who that really benefits the most.
I know Mike Brown for over 20 years. I have covered him at times when they go in the back and they have a discussion and they say, are we going to make the officiating a story or not? So my guess is that they had a discussion. I don't know this for sure. I want to be clear. But my guess is that there was a discussion last night. Do we go after officiating at this moment? I suspect that the reason that they did was because they know how important that's going to be going forward in the series. Mm-hmm. Not only for them, but also for Brunson. They need Brunson to get the calls, to get to the foul line, because I don't know if he's going to ever be able to be efficient shooting against this team.
Brunson has not gotten many of the calls to get to the line, but that's the problem, is the way that they are guarding him.
Straight up. And
it can't be efficient.
And the thing is, they stay down. They ain't going, like, he hit him with the shoulder, the pivot. They have scouted and paid attention to their scouting report. They stay down and they keep them hands up, and they don't allow him to get him off them, him to get them off balance and for them to jump early. They ain't falling for that, so he can jump into him. I guess Dave's like, man, we just faced Shea Gilly. Who does it more than him?
Fran Massapequa up next. Fran, how you doing, brother? How are you?
Love you guys, man. Do a great job. Bart, I love you, man. I love you. They do a great job on Brunson, yeah. Keeping their hands all over him, pushing him. I would love to see the little tricks that you knew that the refs, couldn't see and let you get away with when you played. The bottom line is this. It's up to his teammates to defend him. If, God forbid, somebody ever did that, matter of fact, people have done that to teammates, and I'm an amateur. I played on amateur because there's another guy in this station. I mentioned amateur sports, and he belittled me because I played amateur sports. He thought I was comparing myself to a pro, which is the stupidest thing in the world. But hold on.
All right, don't subtweet. If you have a problem with somebody like Dave, just say that and tell him.
No, I don't even want to mention him. No, not Dave. No. He's a nobody on the station.
I just assumed.
What are
you doing, Fran? Like, Fran, seriously, call him. I don't give a crap about who you got, amateur and somebody who belittled you. Take it up with him. And no offense to you personally, I just don't want to waste our time with that today. So honestly, just stick to the script on what we're doing.
Yeah, man, you put us in a bad position. You can't.
I don't even care if you put us in a bad position. I'll kill anybody on the stage.
Yeah, if it was Dave, it was funny. But if everybody else, you're going through the weeds, man.
Who was it anyway? Who did it? Who belittled him?
Is it talking about Ty?
I think it was initially mentioned on DNR. It may have been Ty that mentioned it.
Okay. Well, all right. So take it up with Ty.
Ty's a runner.
What do you mean?
He's a track star. He runs marathons.
Marathons.
He does?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't notice how little he got?
Here's the thing about marathon people, okay? They're always going to make sure you know they run marathons.
Yeah, they wear their medal in.
Yeah,
for 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks.
Is Ty the guy that's going to wear it? I'll let it go on Monday, I'll let it go on Monday.
Tiki
if
does
you're
that
wearing
too.
it on Wednesday.
Like this is your 10th damn marathon.
We get it.
We get it.
We
move from a running back to a never mind. No, because he got little and his head looked big, so I always talk about he looked like a certain type of region runner. Never mind. I forgot. I just went to Africa, so I don't want to offend any of my people.
You're not offending any of your people. You're just putting me in the bad spot.
But he knows he does look like that, man. He got that little head.
Do they win tonight?
Yeah, I think they do. And then all the drama is over. When you've been the better team, you've won the first 2 games. I think these teams are even. It can go either way. But when you lose in the Knicks, I can't see them losing 2 at home, right? Just like I couldn't see San Antonio losing 2 at home. So it happened. Something that we didn't think would happen happened. I don't think something that we don't think will happen happened twice.
I'm relying on the emotional maturity tonight.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm counting on. That's how they have kind of gotten themselves through, that they have been a very resilient team, and I think that's what will carry them tonight. I say Knicks win tonight. Let's hope.
But we need them to lose in Game 5 so we can win our money.
Well, but that becomes about
the
us and our
Knicks
cash
win,
and the
win.
tickets. Yeah,
so we all win.
Exactly.
Do us a solid.
When it boils down to it, we don't care about your hearts. We care about our pockets.
That's why I wanted them to win tonight. So then you know what I'm saying? Because now we got 3 shots. I don't want it to get close. You know what I'm saying?
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
And San Antonio is alive and well in the NBA Finals.
The Spurs.
And the Spurs hand the Knicks just their 3rd loss of the entire postseason.
The NBA Finals.
They're a great team. They're well coached. They got an